welcome here, everyone. It is Thursday, and today we kick off a new tier here. It's gonna be the Master tier here tonight. I'm Veld, and joining me here is on my, I guess it will be on your left, on my right. It is Stealthy Wolf.
Welcome. Thank you for having me, Veld. It's gonna be an interesting night. Of course, yesterday we had a lead. Now we have a tier, stepping it up to the highest tier that we have, of course, in the RSC competition. And yeah, with Master tier, it's the first day. There's a lot, of course, to play for definitely the first two teams that we're going to see tonight. And I think that's also something maybe that might be worth looking at. Of course, we have a bracket that we have to follow. It's not that we're just picking, we want these two teams to play against one another. So it might be a good idea to see who has to face up against who and in what order.
Yeah, as we kick off today's stream here in the lower bracket, it's gonna be Inferno versus Nox, also Brave, the franchise, against DSQ. The winner of that will go on to face Dexterity Virtus in the last round of the lower play-ins of tonight, and then after that we will finish today off with an upper bracket match. It will be SCR's Galaxy facing off against Team MPB's Beam. So a lot of master action here tonight, and of course there'll be more tomorrow. As you saw, all the remaining matches in that bracket will be played tomorrow, but this is the schedule for tonight. Inferno versus Nox, winner of that against Virtus, and then Galaxy versus Beam. A lot of exciting matches here tonight, wouldn't you say so, Stealthy Wolf?
It's going to be interesting. Of course, every team that we see right here still has a chance. And of course, the last two teams, they actually have two chances to make it far on Sunday in their case. For the first two teams, or the first three teams actually rather, one of them only can make it. And that's going to be quite an important day for them for that reason. And I mean, I was in that same position, to be fair, Veld. I had one positive side myself. I did not have to play. My team was just that good. I didn't have to do anything. But the people that we're going to see tonight are, if I am here on the level scale, right? Let's say this is mediocre, they're there. So we're expecting some high quality content, of course, today.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about where I am on that scale then, because I would be way below the table. But yeah, we're getting into this master, and I just had a quick look through the league play standings, and it looked like Brave finished the season in 7th. So actually they kind of got a bit of a freak out. I don't know exactly who was disqualified, or maybe couldn't even make play-ins, but they weren't supposed to be here, but now they are, and it's with one live in the bag. So I'm expecting to see great things coming from them here tonight. Really playing for their life. Of course, there's no pressure because they weren't supposed to be here, but you know, it's always nice with a little bit of a Cinderella story, you know. But
I mean, if they can do the same thing as the rival team, I think the chat is gonna go wild. Like, that would be ridiculous.
yeah, and of course, you see our predictions on screen. Usually, sometimes we do them at the end, but you're gonna have the liberty of just being able to see them from the start. And how about you talk us through your prediction there, Stealthy Wolf? You predicted a team that wasn't supposed to be here to win. And tell me, what was the reasoning?
I mean, Phil, let's be fair. If I'm on the franchise, I can't really go against them now, can I?
That is fair.
So
That is fair.
yeah, and yeah, it is what it is. But in case of like who they are basically replacing is going to be Aspire that couldn't make it. So therefore, it's now of course Breda is having an opportunity to do so. And of course, on the other end, we of course have Nox. I gave them 2 games. Like, you know, we have to say something realistic in the scoreline. If it was yesterday, I think, I don't know if you saw it, but then we had the trend of basically predicting 4-0 anyway, so then it would have been 4-0. But I mean, we're here, new day, Thursday, 4-2.
You know, I respect the hopium coming out of you, but you know, we also got to be realistic here. And I think a 4-1 towards Nox, I think that's being realistic. Now, would I like to see Brave take the win here today? I think that would be a very good story. And I think if they were then to go on to beat Dexterity, it would make the playoffs that more exciting. So, but you are going to have the statistics here on screen, and it is pretty close. But considering that they're on opposite conferences, these statistics might not tell you every single thing, but only 2 wins differentiates them. One of them has a positive win rate and one of them a negative win rate. If you look at the other statistics, a lot more saves on the side of Nox, but pretty much the same goals, so maybe just a bit stronger defensively.
Yeah, and at the same time, a very important stat that I usually look at, Veiled, is of course the shooting percentage. Because when we're talking about tiers like Rival, Challenger, Prospect and such, it's basically about the factor whether or not somebody can put the ball on target. when we're talking about elite and master, it means how well can they play together to solidify themselves with good opportunities to get a high shooting percentage. And we see it as well here on the side of both teams. The main players, if we're not taking into account Air Roller, who is going to be playing tonight, have above 20% shooting percentage. But Air Roller is the only one with 17. So I just hope that this is not going to bite Nox in a wrong situation, but maybe he does it differently, because we can see he has 29 assists. So he's like, I don't need to shoot, I don't need to score, I just need to set up my team.
Or maybe he's just taking those shots that are necessary, but won't necessarily go in all the time. But it looks like we are going to get into action. I just quickly want to mention that we did neglect the demo stats. There was a lot of demos on the side of Nox. So maybe that will come into play, and maybe that will also have a bit of an impact on their shooting percentage here tonight. But without further ado, we are getting the players on the pitch. We're ready to get straight into the action here. First series of the night, 2 more to go after this one, but we are getting started.
Well, starting off indeed between Inferno and Nox, we have the kickoff going in favor for Inferno already, as we have a beautiful first shot. We were talking about that shooter percentage with 5 seconds in. I feel like this is a repeat of yesterday.
A bit of a kickoff strat. Arola looking very uncomfortable in that corner. Chooses to give up complete control on that ball, and at least to a bit of an easy shot in this tier, I would say. But it's well placed in that top corner, and a great start here coming out from Inferno.
Yeah, good start. Now a double commit, not an ideal situation, but NC is able to bail out his team. Now finds that 50. Dapsy into the middle. Lepo right there. Once again, he's able to get it in. Just coming out of left field, nobody expected him, and they make it 2 already.
A great beat. All of the defense is just beat out, and at that point, it's just routine for Lepua. He's really padding those shooting statistics. As if I look at the scoreboard here, he only still has 1 shot to his name, but he has 2 goals. So he's at 200% shooting this game, and Dapsy here is gonna get a 3rd one for them already.
Yeah, so I guess this might be the one game in your prediction, right? Or
Maybe,
how do we have to go about this?
It does look like Air Roller is the sub that is playing in place of another player. I don't know. Don't take my word for it. I might be completely wrong. I don't know that much about this tier in general.
I mean, if you looked at the stats before, Errol played all 40 games, so I don't really think he's going to be the sub. But maybe it's just in an uncomfortable position at the moment, because like we talk about all the time actually on these kind of conference matchups, is you might be just used to how everybody in your one conference plays. Suddenly you have to play the opposite side, and they play differently, as we had a good opportunity coming through once again. Block here by Ansi. Hi, Matty, able to clear Lapua on the side wall. A little bit out of position as Ben does get a good touch. Gets a pass one, but the crossbar is there to save it for the side from Inferno.
Yeah, I think that might be the 17%. But DSQ is missing a player, is what I'm hearing. Which it is, but it's not Air Roller. He is main roster, as you said. But the last player, I didn't quite catch the name. But they are missing a player indeed. But it is also early days. As you say, cross-conference can be a factor. Maybe they will start showing up. Maybe it's just a bad start. You never know. I have seen worse games, series starts. Elias is the player missing for Nox at a 20-25 CMV range, which is pretty significant going into this playoffs.
The significance factor missing, but what wasn't missing there was the demo being found by Air Roller. We said it before, his shooting percentage isn't the greatest, but he's doing a lot of other stuff, and one of them was assists, and maybe now it's also in the form of a demo, as we do see the pressure continuing. NC, low boost, tries to get control, blocked immediately by Aero. Lepua out of position, Ben goes after it, steals the boost, creates an opportunity. Errol right there. Lepua with the save, but kind of taking it away at the same time from NC.
I think that was actually a pass on the goal line, no? Maddie with the 50, straight back to Maddie. Lepua dives in, doesn't get the save, as you said. I mean, he did get the save, but it's a great follow-up, and that's almost an even game already. 5 goals in 2 minutes in Master Tier. This was not what I was expecting to be seeing here today.
Yeah. You know what I said earlier about that one game prediction? It's already 3-3. I think I have to take it all back already. And this is, of course, the thing that we talk about usually, like, called a caster curse, but let's be real. It doesn't exist. I mean, of course, we can talk a lot about players, and if they're listening, yeah, they're cursing themselves because they should be paying attention to the game. As the game now got out of hand, and Inferno is basically all squared up again.
I mean, I think there would be a couple of people disagreeing with you that caster cursing isn't real, because I for sure have been told off for cursing the wrong player sometimes. But you know, I think we should see this as Nox just completely humbling you. You know, proving to you that you shouldn't get ahead of yourself, and there's still a lot of minutes on the clock. As a big clear comes out here, Aerola chasing it down. Maddie's gonna follow up. It's touched away by Dabsy, but a great bump there on the goal line could open things up, but it is just gonna get cleared away instead. So that means now Inferno is building up the pressure into the corner now. Maddie should beat. Gives it away to Dabsy here. Touches it forward. Tries to get the dunk, but can't. Lepua has to lunge in. That's a great touch, but it's not going to be able to be followed up. Errol, though, off the backboard here. Is there a follow-up? Maddie, it's a good shot, and it goes in. From being 3 goals down to now being a goal up, all in the span of 3 minutes in this game, is absolute insanity.
Well, you could say from that factor, but at the same time, Vilt, there's a lot of things that are happening at the moment on the field that is impacting that quite heavily. And primarily what we have to talk about is, of course, the fact that the side from Nox is now working really well together. We see that they're looking for passes, they're opening many opportunities to where defense basically have to commit themselves to one or the other. And at the same time, it's also up to Inferno to be quick enough to basically intercept those players, as we now have a counter-attack. Dapsy going high. Maybe a little bit too high as the ball does bounce back into midfield. Could have been an opportunity they should have worked with too. But in the end, it is Nox that starts another counter.
Yep, Ben tries to fake out NC here going forward. Can't quite get Errol to commit to that, but he still has the ball in the corner. That's a good clear from Maddie, trying to rush it down now. Lepua, poor touch. That's an easy shot for Errol, and his shooting percentage is not going to have an impact on that play. He has also redeemed himself, now 66% shooting in this specific game. Great comeback from Nox, and you really start to see that synergy flowing between them.
Yeah, and this is just unfortunate, and something that of course we always have to avoid is those sideways touches. Like, it's such an important factor that is quite small in how you have to execute it, but quite big in importance, because as we could see right there, Lepua was able to get one touch, but the touch went right back to the opposition as they had an opportunity. But right now they have their first moment again in quite a long time as NC tries to keep that ball alive. Now Lepua, good challenge. Air roller going high into the air, turn to the side as NC is waiting, does get the ball past one, but Matty is nicely positioned downfield to be able to try and get it cleared from their corner.
Yep, good 50 there from Errol, forcing that one through. Is gonna be chasing this one in the corner. Actually, Ben taking over, but a great fake from Errol. Maddie now up, needs to beat. No, goes for the late challenge instead. It's actually very smart from him, but it won't lead to much. Ben now looking to defend, looking to force Dabsy up. NC also has to commit. That is poor played by Inferno. Loses all pressure immediately. Maddie with a good dunk. Errol's up. Does get the dunk as well, but no follow-up. But it's definitely an Inferno side that is looking more and more stressed the more this game progresses.
More and more stress as Maddie now has another opportunity. Lepua bumped there and Cito a little bit slow, but he's able to reach it in time. And this is kind of like the story that we were seeing after they were 3 goals up. Suddenly we saw that the side from Inferno was just calming down. They were giving away opportunities. They were not in control of the play in most of the situations after, what was it, minute 2? And all of it kind of came from their consistency. And what I mean with that, Vale, because of course now it sounds quite bad. What I mean with that is, in the beginning, we saw that they were basically present on every play that was happening. They were putting pressure on everything that was happening from the side from Nox, and they were capitalizing on the mistakes and the slowness from their side. What we saw near the other half of the game is we saw that Inferno was basically just waiting for things that were never going to happen, allowing free shots from the side from Nox, and therefore had some double commits in unfortunate situations.
Yeah, I also think in some situations they went a bit too quick. They were a bit too eager to pull the trigger on the challenges, and I think it's just an Inferno roster that wasn't really expecting an explosion of synergy like what Nox pulled out, because in the beginning Nox was very hesitant to pull out their challenges. Kind of what you said you saw in Inferno. And I think once they got that shaken off, once they went 3-0 down, it seems like they almost had like a bit of a decision made between them that they were just gonna play proper, and play proper they did. They had some great build-up play in the offense, and in defense, well, there was not really a lot of defense because they were able to shut it down before it even got started.
Yeah, that's exactly a good and fair point, and this is of course why it is so important that you keep playing the way that you feel best with your team and of course with each other, for the opponents as well, because if you just start to play into their hands, they're going to run away with it, and you're going to be forced playing in a way that you don't want to. As we now have Encito trying to clear that ball from the corners, is stopped immediately as now Napsy tries to get it past one. Encito, good first touch. Trying to take it off the wall as it is blocked, as now Lipua is the next one to try and get a touch. Does get a touch, keeps the ball close, but Dapsy instantly has to take over. And this basically means that we're losing pressure on other sides of the field where they should need some coverage or options to pass to.
Yeah, Roller getting a bit ahead of himself there, gives the ball away. NC looking for a nice sidewall redirect, but can't quite find the angle. Dapsy here though with a great opportunity to find the first one for Inferno, and he has. It's the first real offense we've seen since that third goal in the first game, and I find it completely crazy to say that they've been gone for what, 5 minutes now, even though they were up by 3 goals within a spanner of seconds in the first game.
Yeah, it was quite something, and this is the kind of thing that we wanted to see from them. They're now working together, which is a big thing. As we now have another opportunity right over Arrower at the last second. Yeah, well, this is a little bit of a repeat of the first game, I think. Now just the question is, can Brave keep it up?
Yeah, however, I will say the goals found in this game compared to the first game is, I would give more praise to the players themselves, because in the first game, the first goal was literally just a kickoff goal. And then the second one was a big defensive mistake out of the side of Nox. A player decided to just leave the play instead of going for a challenge. This time, however, it's a chance created, and this one as well is a rebuttal from Nox showing that they still got their synergy and they have not given up this game yet.
Yeah, they did not give up, and a beautiful redirect found here from Van, from a beautiful pass from Matty. I think it would have been in by itself as well, to be fair. And this is of course what we can expect from Master, some sort of consistency where they can turn a good position, a stray ball, in an immediate goal, as now NC, I was about to say, I don't know what I was about to say, I was struggling with the name. I have to be realistic, was trying to get that ball cleared, as now Ben, looking for that double. Turn to the side, NC. Tries to take it forward, but Lapua is right there, intercepting it by one. Double commit right here, as Ben now has an opportunity. Can he get back to it? Gets back to one. Ball into midfield, but NC turning it to the side.
Yeah, but what the amount of ice in Ben's veins going up for that challenge. Every single player from Inferno was up, but he didn't even hesitate for a millisecond. He was up as soon as he knew he could reach that ball, but this one looks like it's gonna be a bit free, unless the crossbar has anything to say, but it is just gonna bounce straight in. A nice big, well, I was gonna say clear, but it's just a bit of a far shot from Dapsy, and it's well placed to get them back into that lead. Or not back into the lead, but extend their lead to a 2-goal lead once again.
Yeah, extended by two, well, an extension with 2 goals, but it's already 1 on the plate, of course, for the side from Nox. They're looking for more, as we have a beautiful fake pass to Matty, who was waiting for that opportunity, as we have a double commit on defense.
Yeah, Ben once again setting up his teammate Matty. Beautiful shot, top corner. No one is saving that unless you're literally there when the shot is gonna be taken. And let's be real, if you position for a shot like that, well, it might have been a mistake on its own, but beautifully placed by Matty. He's gonna be under a bit of stress here, but Lepua is not gonna be able to get to that rebound off the backboard there. Now Ben putting on some pressure, a nice touch to himself, and then flicks it over the last. Ben doing everything for his team right now.
Oh, I just realized something, by the way, Vilt. Lapua is basically an elite player from the side of Brave that is stepping up to play in Masters, in play-ins.
That is insane. I have just had a game crash, so if you could just
But
carry me a
that
little
can
bit.
also happen, but Ancito makes it 4-3. Your game crashed at the right time, I guess, Vilt, because there's a lot of action happening. It's the exact moment, of course, where you don't need to talk. But yeah, that is just an interesting feat to me. The fact that Lipua is stepping in as a, not rival player, elite player into a master lobby with the play-in opportunity that basically has been granted to Brave due to the fact that Aspire can make it is quite something, as we now have Ben trying to get ball in midfield. Lipua a little bit too late. Matty immediately seizes that opportunity and makes it 4-4.
Yeah, I will say very impressive that an elite player is able to sub in, no matter the level. You're playing in play-ins, you know. That's not an opportunity that just comes by every single season. Like that is a rare opportunity, and he's definitely taken it. I will say he's been very impressive when it mattered, but the series is still young. You know, they've had a couple of leads. They haven't won a game yet. Let's see what they do with this one here.
Well, they of course have to try and get that opportunity again, but Lipua so crucial right there. Turns the ball away once and twice again, returning from the ceiling as he now tries to bump Ben into midfield. Goes back, one-on-one. Matty right there is able to block the shot as now Dapsy does get a little bit of physicality going to get that ball moving forwards as NC gets one. Tries to get a soft touch to the backboard. Sadly enough, gets basically turned away from the ball itself as Dapsy goes into the air. Goes past one. Bump found. NC up already. But past the ball as it's now up to Lipua as the last defender. To try and turn it away. Went a little bit too early. Fakes coming out as the ball goes back into midfield. But Lipua is able to make it go upfield again.
Yeah, Errol now off the corner. It gets past one. Looks to get it over Dapsy. Does, but NC waiting back patiently. Is just going to send it over Matty. Does he get the bump? No, he does not get the dunk. Lepore now off the corner here. Can't really stay with it. And now Ben is just going to try and buy some time for his teammates. A nice little team pinch to help send the ball forward. Ben tries to get it centered, but just can't quite seem to get the angle. Now NC is just going to clear it. Should be Matty for free here. Looks to find Ben. Takes it over one, but gets bumped in the process. Airroller has to lunge in to keep possession for a little while. And Airroller ends up just sending it back to his own half. Keeps possession, but loses a bit of pressure here.
As the pressure is piling up with the last 40 seconds basically ticking away in regulation, we have NC trying to keep that ball into the field of Nox to try and get that possession. Now clear, blocked. Dapsy, awkward situation, is able to turn that ball away. Now needs to take a little bit of control. Gets a beautiful first 50. Ben goes past one. Lipua does get bumped. Does not get the touch, but Matty is beat by Ansi, who's now trying to keep up that pressure. Lipua into midfield. Ansi with the follow, but Air Roller, crucial save as we have the last 10 seconds ticking away. Air Roller, high. Lipua to the side. Follow-up needs to be found. Dapsy, one-on-one. Matty up already, is able to take it past one. NC is going up, the ball goes to the backboard, can't follow it up himself as Errol keeps it high as we have hits 0 seconds and a backflip from Matty makes it go to OT.
Yep, the first overtime of the night. Hopefully the first of many. Ben is gonna be there first, but dunked out by NC. Good chance for Dapsy to end it right here, but can't find the target. Errol in now going forward, has the reset, gets it popped a little bit, tries to get it centered here, gets it past two. Dapsy waiting patiently. He's gonna now set up Lapua, but a bit too slow on that read. Which means now the pressure goes straight back into his own half. Matty tries to get that through as well. NC looks to find a teammate, but no one's there. Now Ben needs a good clear. That's a good one right there. Airroller tries to go to the backboard, but covered well by Dapsy. And just evens out the pressure a little bit. NC, nice clearance, but shouldn't be too hard for Matty to deal with this one.
Yeah, no, that's true, and we see quite some good controlled pressure coming through from both sides. They're not piling it up, they're not going for anything too risky at the moment, which makes sense, of course. And we have to keep in mind, Inferno is down by one. Nox have an opportunity as Ben plays it into midfield. NC, good clear, Air Roller, not able to control it. This is an open opportunity, but NC, he couldn't read the misplay from Air Roller as they now get an opportunity themselves as Lipua does take it to the corner, but it's not over yet, guys.
What a mistake by Error, but what a way to make up for it. You know, there's a lot of things you can do when you've made a mistake like that, and the ball is slowly slipping away from you. But he gets the slightest touch on that ball in the end. to just throw off the shot from NC. And, you know, you could argue NC should have scored it anyways, but it looks like Ben is going to squeeze that one through.
Oh, this is so unfortunate. Of course, Dapsy now has to try and go for it. Tries to get that block still, even in his recovery. But Lepua, I know he was 0 boost, but the rest of your team has basically been playing with 0 for the last 2 minutes. So just make sure that you can continue your rotations, keep it clean, always go back to that back corner, so that we don't have moments like these where a stray ball can enter. And if there's one thing that we're sure of, it's going to be Inferno's kicking themselves. Given the fact that one goal should have gone in from the mistake from Air Roller.
They had 2 opportunities to score as well in that overtime. There was the second one, which was NC, had a really good opportunity to end it. But even before that, Dapsy had a completely open net, but he hit the crossbar. And, you know, sometimes that is just the way the cookie crumbles, you know. I have predicted Inferno to get a single game. You know, maybe it'll happen in one of these next games, but if they want to stay in this series or even in the playoffs, play-ins, they've got to get something going soon.
Yeah, and of course the guys still have their timeout available. It seems like they're not going to choose to use it right now, but of course maybe if you go down by 3, they might be thinking about it differently. And I think, like, let's be real, given the fact that Inferno is playing with a lead player, it's honestly going really well for them. Because at the same time, it means that these guys are not used to playing together whatsoever. And that's putting it bluntly, but it's just the reality.
They've definitely been good at starting out games, but, you know, starting out games well doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be the better team by the end of the 5 minutes. And that has gone to show. It is now 2... Well, the first one was a 3-goal lead that they couldn't seal the deal on, and the second one was 2 2-goal leads they had at separate occasions in that game. And even then, you know, going to OT, they had 2 opportunities to finish it right there, and that's what I mean. You know, they've been there, they've been in the game, they haven't been completely disappearing or missing, but they need to finish the job as well. That is what they're missing right now, and I hope that I see that in this game.
I mean, we hope to see it, but what we hope to see is, of course, more beautiful plays like Ansi was attempting there, and then them going in, of course. But Matty has been so crucial for the side from Nox as it goes off the crossbar again. Oh, Veiled, there's this hidden third man on the side from Nox called the post, the crossbar, the woodwork, as we would like to call them as casters. It is really coming in clutch for them. You said it already, it helped them in the last overtime, but even here, it keeps the side from Inferno from getting ahead 2 times in a row.
Yeah, and this is the first time we haven't seen Inferno score in the first minute of a game. You know, maybe they're just trying to play a bit more defensive. Maybe that those couple of mistakes is just gonna cost them, as once again that woodwork you've been talking about is gonna come in clutch for Nox. Arrow now looking to start an attack of his own, but it's gonna get cut out by Dapsy. Looking to find NC. Back to Dapsy off the backboard. Is there a shot coming? No, Ben positioned beautifully to read that one before any attacker could. Arrow was trying to find an angle there, but just getting a bit ahead of it. Ben, awkward touch, almost gets beaten out, but gets a touch. Just a clutch play from Ben to keep that one away from danger.
It's now Ben with the counter again. Lepua not able to control it, goes low. Errol right there, follow-up coming through, but there's nobody consistently. As now Lepua has a little bit of time, has to get the flick, gets the ball going into midfield once again, but Ben turns it to the side. Now NC, opportunity to get it past one, tries to get the fake, but Errol is tenacious and sticks to the ball, as it's now Matty. Cleared upfield, a little bit of time and space here, as NC does flying it past one, gets the follow himself, and it is Inferno for the 3rd time around that take the lead in these games.
Yeah, and it looks like they figured out the secret to not hitting the crossbar on those good opportunities, as NC, a beautiful read off that backboard to squeeze that one in. Straight back into action though, so we have another kickoff. Arrow now gonna go high with this one. Gets the reset, uses it immediately to get past NC, but is blocked away by Lepura on the goal line. This shot not gonna make it through from Maddie. He has had a couple of beautiful shots, but that one is not gonna cut it to make it through that defense. Maddie here has another chance, goes for the backboard, bends up early, but gets denied once again by Lepura.
Double commits coming out from both sides every now and then, but definitely there. The double commit on defense is a little bit scary for the side from Inferno. So it's now Errol keeping that ball into midfield. Gets a small extension forwards, but Lipua, nice spacing. Gets it past one. Gets it past two, but Matty is the last one back, and he's able to turn it around. But now it's past him, and it's Ansi with the follow. Inferno, the pressure is spiraling up, and suddenly the magma is pouring out.
Yeah, and what I changed on the side there, I believe from some Dempsey. Might be wrong, but what a pinch off the side to get that center in the first place. You really see in the rotation of Nox right there, they had no idea that that was even a possibility, and it completely caught them by surprise. Errol and Aldo looking to get the job done once again for them. It's not the first time they've been behind in a game. For a fact, it is the third game in a row where they've faced being behind in the game. So far, though, they've been able to cope with it and find a way back. However, this game might be a bit more difficult if Inferno has slowly figured out how to play against this team.
To play against his team, but they leave the net wide open once again as Van gets the first goal to bringing them closer to that equalization. This time around, they're only 1 goal ahead and not a 2-goal lead. This might be dangerous for Inferno once again, Veiled.
Yeah, it's not long they're able to keep these leads, I will say, but they still have it. They still have a lead right now. They just need to keep on the pressure. They need to not be making those defensive mistakes. That's what's really costing them in these games. As Errol now looks to take it forward, just gets it off the sidewall, should be free for Dapsy, takes his sweet time, gets it over one, but Maddie playing patiently is going to look to offload it to Erroller, who gets a bit of a freebie, even keeps it on the side, Ben taking over, but just a bit of a free pass to NC. Now has to get challenged by Maddie, he's up, but can't quite get to it. NC though has to concede the ball for now, but he just gets it straight back. Now looking to find a teammate, looked like a bit of a solo play instead. Dapsy now gonna look to take over. On a 50th back, now Lepua, but gets dispossessed by Maddie, who's looking to find that backboard. Good 50 from him. Ben could make it even here, but just not able to squeeze it through Lepua. That gets back again in time.
Yeah, but now we have another open opportunity. Matty is not going to miss that one, but what a save from Lepua! We've been criticizing him for the fact that he's of course an elite player, but he's been doing so crucially well on defense for the side from Inferno. That turn away keeps their lead for now as NC tries to get that ball cleared. Now Lepua on the chase, tries to beat Maddie there. Maddie past one, trying to go above Dapsy. Dapsy does get one touch, ball goes bounce off the mid side as NC is bumped twice, but once again, what a save from Inferno.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, from Lepua, you know, you could criticize, you know, a decent amount of parts of his gameplay, but that goal line defense, how many shots that were almost certainly gonna be goals on the side of Nox did he just deny just in that game alone? You know, he has 3 saves in his name. I think I saw him do 4 goal line saves, maybe just 3. Maybe I'm, you know, coping a little bit, but he is reaching in that goal, and he is making sure that Inferno has the best possible opportunity to make it through. The first game won here by Inferno, you know, you could argue they should have had more, but it's a good start to get back into the series. Not letting it get completely out of hand by going 3 games behind and, you know, basically setting yourself up for a reverse sweep or go home.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's going to give them at least a good situation. And the thing that you said, I think it was more than 3. I mean, there's definitely been crucial moments that might not have counted towards a save yet, because Lepua basically made the ball ricochet outwards before it could be inside the net. So what I mean with that is, like, the ball is close to the corner, it could bounce off that corner into the goal, which did not happen because he was present. So those are, like, important stats, of course, that need to be taken into account, that can have a big impact here, as I have the server going down for maintenance. I don't know if it's the same thing for you.
Yeah, indeed. And it looks like we're gonna have to remake the lobby, so just bear with us while we get that sorted. But yeah, you know, Inferno finally got one on the board here, and I think it's gonna be interesting to see if they can keep it going like that, or if Nox is then gonna see if get an answer. You know, maybe I don't know. It looked like Nox was really struggling to get goals in the last game there.
I mean, they were struggling, but the pressure was definitely present, right? So this is something, it looks like from last game that they were doing something wrong, and it just was going right for Inferno and defense. And I think that is more something that we have to give credit rather than say, okay, Nox was not able to do anything. Because if NC, if Lepua, if Dapsy were a little fraction of a second late in some of those instances, it would have been a goal. As we have NC, beautiful 50 in the air, gets the reset of that ball to get it into the net.
Yeah, it's a great play here. Good dunk. Uses the reset he got from the 50, and then just puts it in the back of the net. And I think I have to agree with you. There is definitely credit to be given on the side of Inferno, and I don't mean to criticize Nox. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, yeah, I worded that right. I don't mean to criticize Nox for not being able to score. It was just the defense was just absolutely on point from Inferno that game. But when that happens, I'm expecting to see more attempts at opening up the defense from Nox. You know, you can go for demos, you can go for bumps, you can go for annoying plays. And I know that I've seen them from Nox, but it hasn't been enough to generate more than one goal from the last game there. And this one is a good opportunity for Maddie, but he can't quite seem to place it. Ben lunging in as well, but it's a bit too late. And it looks like it'll just be taken into control by Inferno. No, in fact, it's just been given straight to Arola, who's faking it for Ben, but it's off the crossbar. Once again off the crossbar, and maybe, just maybe that crossbar has switched teams, because it's not really helping Nox this game, is it?
No, it's not helping Nox, it's helping Inferno this time around, but we saw that one last game, and yet it was Inferno that won, but Dapsy here slightly off the side first again. Oh my days, Vilt. I think we just jinxed it again. The crossbar is on neither of the sides right now. They're both being like, okay, you will have to go around me to get into the net. As we have Maddie. Beautiful play. Plays it past one. Ends having to rush back as the last defender. But sadly enough, doesn't have the boost to do anything.
You know, if I was a player that was on the team that has to play the winner of this series, you know, Nox is a good contender for that. And I would be looking at Maddie and his tendency to shoot the ball top right at every opportunity he gets.
Well, now we have another opportunity for Nox. NC does have the clear though. Tries to get that 50. 50 is found, but now it is Dapsy. Goes around one. Tries to continue, but Arrow is quick enough. Lepua with the whiff. But leaves the ball actually into a good position for NC, who's now keeping the pressure on. Takes the boost away from the defensive side from Nox. Matty past one. Dapsy, awkward position. Lepua able to keep in that pressure as the ball goes into midfield. Ban able to hit it high. Gets that cleared out to the side as it is now Inferno that is clearly knocking on the door from Nox. But the quality of the shot can definitely be a lot better, and we've seen it be better in the past as well.
Yeah, Maddie here has a bit of time, but gets demoed by NC, setting up air roller though. Good 50 from him. Ben taking it past two, but that shot not gonna make it through. NC with a great save. Now Maddie piling on the pressure here in the corner of Inferno. Ben gonna take a soft touch to the backboard, but it's taken away by Dapsy off the backboard here. Looks to get a 50, but not found. Ben taking it past one. Is gonna look for the dunk on NC, but he's not biting. He's just sending it straight into that Nox half. And the pressure, I will say it's in favor of Nox right now, but as you said, it was Inferno that had it for a while. That one should have been in from Maddie, but it's still even game here in game number 3. Or 4,
That
sorry.
was such an awkward moment for the side. Is it game 4 already?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Oh my. Time flies, man, when you're having fun. And so far, both teams are just giving us an excellent show as we now have Air Roller trying to keep that ball into midfield. Pinch from NC. Finds Dapsy, who's still going high. Past Matty, but it's Ben turning it to the side once again. Now NC was trying to look for his teammate as Lepua is able to get a weak shot as NC went for the, I guess we can call it a sort of harassment play, more physical play. And that's exactly the thing that you were talking about before as well, Veiled. Both teams are kind of now at like a stalemate. Right, they're not really making all too many mistakes. There needs to now be another factor to try and get them those goals. And it was clearly that NC was trying to achieve that goal with that bump, with that demo that he was trying to look for.
Yeah, physicality is looking like the answer that these players have found to their struggles right now, as NC is going to take this one forward. Not any boost to follow it up though, but it's going to bait Maddie into just clearing it straight into Lepua here off the sidewall. A good 50 from Air Roller though. Ben with another pretty even 50. And I'm looking for who's gonna reach this one first. Looks like it's gonna be NC, straight over air roller. Maddie lunging in, trying to help out Ben in the corner here. 50 is gonna send to the ball, but it's a great clearance there. Ben now needing to find his teammate. He gets it off the mid, but air roller didn't believe, he didn't trust that that ball was gonna make it past the Inferno defense right there.
Oh, Dapsy tries to keep that ball upfield as it's Ansi with the clear once again. Double commit here on the backboard. Maddie now has to try and get that ball past Lipu, is able to do so. Also past Dapsy as Ansi launches it upfield. Dapsy waiting, tries to get the touch before Errol is able to do so, and he now is blocked. Maddie, ball to the side. 4 seconds to go. Lipua with the shot, double commit here. Could have been disasters from the side from Nox, but now it's Errol trying to get the control. Ansi, good first hit, pinches it high. Ben waiting, tries to get that clear pass ball. Lipua taking it up. Matti right there. As we're bringing it down, we're going into overtime in this game 4.
Yeah, the second overtime of the series. The last time it was Inferno to have 2 out of the 3 opportunities to end that overtime. Unable to clinch it out though. In the end, it was Ben that found a bit of a freebie. He sneaked it past the entire Inferno defense to get the win home. Maybe he's just gonna do that again as Arrow looking for that bump, but NC dodges it just in time. But it's still pressure on from Nox though. Maddie's gonna try and center that one. Ben is gonna go up off the backboard. It's gonna be Arrow with the finish, but he can't sneak it past. Good 50 though. This one could be it, but it's just not on target. And that means NC now is gonna have an opportunity to seal it, but not enough power generated off of not having any boost there.
And now a good shot coming through. Ansi is able to control it. Lipua right there. First looked like it was going to touch it, and Ansi last second had to adjust to it. But now Dapsy, good shot. Air roller takes it to the backboard. Lipua trying to look for the angle as it's Maddie rifling all the way to the other side of the field. Ansi trying to find control. Gets it past one. Has a little bit of time and space as Ban is right there. Plays it past one. Matty now last defender. 50 goes into the corner as Ban is stuck there now as well. Trying to get that ball cleared. Dapsy waiting. Lipua, last man back. Able to get that pinch right in front of Ben's face as he's able to get that ball going again. It's Inferno with the repeated aggression here, and eventually the cookie will crack right.
Yeah, Ben here gonna take a touch. It's gonna be read by Dapsy though, just sending it straight back into that corner. Oh, Lipua goes on a bit of a trip there. It gets sent to mid. Ben trying to find Air Roller, but Air Roller is not on the same page. He's looking for that physicality in the corner. And it means that now Nox just has to concede that pressure immediately. NC off the backboard, but can't quite seem to find Lipua. Dapsy now in the corner, looking very uncomfortable. This one is just gonna roll straight past the goal. And Inferno have gotten away with murder this time.
Yeah, that was quite the situation where you're not expecting to see here in a Master Tier. As Ansi, good reset. Salinov dips a little bit too much. Good lineup from the shot, but Ben realized it quick enough that he has to shut down that shot as it's now Matty off target. Ansi able to get one touch. Ben right there. Dapsy a little bit too close as well as the ball now ricochets into midfield. Lipua in an awkward position. Ben tries to get an extension. Now has control. 50 comes through, but just off target. He has the boost for another opportunity as Lipua does push him to the sidewall. And it is an open opportunity. Matty with the follow. Beautiful assist there from Ban. And a little bit of overcommit in the moment that it wasn't necessary from the side from Inferno.
Yeah, it's a great pass from Ben though. He beats out 2 players, only 1 defender left. And all Matty has to do is switch up his shooting habits and go for the left top corner instead of the right one. And a beautiful finish to this game. And now Nox have put themselves on triple match point. Inferno, while they look to get straight back into it from the last game, they are once again unable to finish it out in OT. And that means Nox has a huge advantage going into this next game.
I just saw some interesting stats coming by from Shutter, by the way, and it's honestly worth pointing out for how close this game is, right? So, if we're looking at the normal players on the side from Brave, for example, right? Normally, who would be playing is NC, Serve, and Trout. Serve being at 2K65 CMV, Trout 1905, and now we're basically playing with Dapsy, who is the sub at roughly 1900 CMV, and Lipua being 1860 roughly. rsc-eu, so Nox on the other hand, Ben is the sub there, and Elias is normally 2035. So TSQ is only playing with 120 CMV deficit, whereas on the side from Brave it's 220. But with how close this game is, you might just argue it's about the same CMV level combined, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a bit of a discrepancy up there, but I also have seen people, play way above their CMVs before. I have seen people or players play below their CMVs. It's not always to be trusted.
Oh my
What
god.
matters is the gameplay in front of your eyes. As NC gets a little bit of a cheeky goal there. It's a mistake from Ben, but it's a nice read from NC, and he just squeezes it past on that front post right there.
Yeah, I mean, and this is how we're starting game 5. Are you not entertained, chat? Look at another kickoff goal from NC, rolling up the side post and into the top right corner.
Maybe that's just the bread and butter. I think we saw 1 or 2 kickoff goals in the first game as well. Looks like they've come back to those ways, and it seems to be when NC is cheating, he's able to get those chances. So maybe keep an eye out for when NC is cheating on the kickoff.
Yeah, now Lepua to the backboard. Air roller, awkward position. The follow needs to be there, but Ben is right in position. Lepua able to control it. Now Dapsy, good opportunity, but turn to the side once more from the side of Matty as we now have NC. I mean, NC was looking for the Doomsday Dish. If he got that one there, then we were getting a repeat of the first 2 games where they got it by 3. But for now, they're just up by 2.
Air roller now, gonna pop it up. Ben diving in early, but it's gonna only find Dapsy to Lepua, saved away by air roller, but a great attempt at a nice team play there in the opposition's half on the side of Inferno now. Lepua looking to go off the sidewall, but it's denied by Ben, who then chooses himself to go off the sidewall, fakes out getting the reset, and the air roller ready with the shot, but it's read out well by Inferno. Now Medi tries to take it high, but is read once again by Dapsy. Lepua gets a beat there. The air roller has a bit of an awkward time here dealing with this, but does so very brilliantly. NC now gonna pile on the pressure. Can he get the dunk? Yes, but there's no follow-up. So now Ben will just get a bit of a free chance here, but it's once again Lepua with that last-ditch effort on the side of Inferno.
Right now, it is Inferno that is looking good, even though on paper it should not even be close. I mean, we say that. At the same time, CMV at one point doesn't really start to matter as much, and it's all about team synergy. But these guys, with 2 people having to step in a moment that you're not expecting it to, is the last thing that you're expecting here. Bump coming through, Dapsy going high, has control, air roller, gets 1 touch, tries to find another one, goes down as NC, able to get 1, Dapsy into midfield, Ansu tried to get to it, now Lepua, who still has the follow, as the shot ricochets on the defender into the top right, left corner.
And once again, Nugs is finding themselves in a huge deficit in terms of goals. Inferno finding themselves once again in a huge lead, and it's just about not blundering it this time, and I think that is going to be in the back of their mind. Knowing that they've basically given away 3 chances. Oh wait, 2 chances of winning games. Even 3 actually. Every single game that Nox has won has been started out by Inferno scoring. Although one of them was just a 2-1 win. And I think one of them was a 4-3 win, or maybe a 5-4 win. I don't know, but it is going to be a 4-goal lead this time. I think this is the first time we see them with a 4-goal lead.
Phil, now if we take those stats into mind, right? You were thinking in the beginning, like, okay, my pick was interesting given the fact that Brave was originally 7th, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're just going off the first 2.5 minutes, it could have been a sweep. Yet, it is the team that could have then swept that is now in a dire position. You make up the story, I don't get it.
Well, as a very funny Italian chef once said, if my grandma had wheels, she would have been a bike. But, we don't live in that reality. We live in the reality where Nox is now on triple match point. And however much copium you might have, that is the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. And, it is what it is.
It is what it is. As we now see a demo coming through, Ben not really liking that offense that is happening here from the side from Inferno. As NC gets the reset. Tries to get the follow, but Air Roller is there. Now Dapsy beat out Lapua, last man back. Sees Maddie going up, goes for the instant challenge. Therefore able to keep it in that midfield scenario as Air Roller takes it past one. Dapsy, hard position, low amount of boost. Lapua, good control, tries to force the 50-50 found. Dapsy turns that ball to the sidewall once again as it's now Maddie. With a slow play, Ansi able to turn it to the side. Air Roller taken away by that small touch that's coming through from the side from Dapsy.
Yeah, Air Roller, ooh, a bit of a double commit there. Makes it awkward for Ben, but he's able to deal with it. Air Roller with a great pinch there to send the ball forward, but it's dealt with by NC. Air Roller gonna look to find his teammate with that touch. I believe, yeah, Maddie coming in now. Bit of a poor touch off the sidewall, but is able to turn it into a beat on 2 players. NC sending it from the goal line to get rid of that ball in the last bit of last moment before conceding. And it looks like, don't take my word for it yet, but it looks like Inferno is gonna keep this one controlled.
I mean, they're demoing enough of the Nox players so they don't really have an opportunity to move up the field. So I guess, yeah, that should do it, right? As we see Lapua, good block, continue, almost coming through, but now Ansi, a little bit over position as Lapua gets it down to Maddie. Ansi, able to just get one touch, Lapua launches it upfield, and now it's up to Air Roller to try and get it cleared, but Dapsy, good first touch, keeps the ball close, Lapua right there, ricochets through one, as Matty tries to get that ball cleared, but Ansi is doing God's work here, keeping that ball into midfield, and this means 2 games won already by the side from Inferno. Maybe we can go 3, maybe we can even go 4, but it will at least be 2.
Yeah, maybe you did predict the correct scoreline. Maybe you just predicted the wrong team.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
But you know,
I'm
Inferno,
okay to admit that.
but you know, Inferno getting back into it, as you said, they have definitely been there in this series. It's not like the 3-2 is, oh well, the 3-1 that we had before was doing complete justice towards this Inferno roster. But they have gotten 2 games on the board now. They still have to get 2 more if they want to make it past this round. But it's a great start just to you know, put themselves in a position where it's not as stressful to be sitting in that situation anymore. But it's definitely still last life on the line for Inferno as we head into game number 6 on Neo Tokyo.
Yeah. And you know, I actually just thought of something that Hutch mentioned yesterday. He said as well, he asked me basically about my opinion about how it is for people to close out series the moment they basically reach match point. And maybe that's actually something that's happening here as well from the side from Nox, that they're just in an awkward situation. They don't really know what to do. They, of course, need to keep pursuing the opportunities that they have. But at the same time, if you overstep, you get too overzealous, you're constantly thinking about that fear, oh no, I might getting scored on in any second now, which is the last thing that you want. So it's a hard one to think about. I would not want to be in their position, to be fair. It's a good thing I didn't have to play in play-ins, therefore. But yeah, I mean, it's now still do or die from Inferno. They basically have nothing left to lose, as you said initially to this matchup.
Yeah, and I can't personally speak on the mentality of trying to close out a series. Personally, when I've been in a position to close out a series, I haven't really been giving it a lot of thought. I've just been going into it with the mindset of what I do in every game in playoffs, which is just I do my best to win it, and if that's not good enough, it isn't good enough. But you know, maybe it's different for everyone. Maybe some people do get influenced a lot by it, and it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I don't really have that. Maybe it's a bad thing that I don't have it. Maybe it's a good thing. I wouldn't know. But it is gonna be a bit of a question in this matchup if Nox is gonna be able to close this one out, because last game was very one-sided in a series where they've been there all the time. You know, we say that Inferno has been there all the time, but it's not like Nox have just barely gotten the wins. There's 2 overtimes, but there's one game where they scored 5 goals after going 3-0 down. I mean, they've definitely deserved to put themselves in this position. They have been the better team in the games that mattered, and it would be surprising to me if they just can't really, you know, get it going and find a way to close it out. But also fair play to Inferno if they are able to get back into the series.
It would be fair play to them as we now see Lapua backflipping. NC bailing them out last second. Does also get another 50, but Ben is there. Goes a little bit high. Dapsy tries to get it upfield, but clears immediately. Matty keeping it close. Tries to get the follow. Is bumped off of it as now it's NC's turn to try and get the counter. Gets a good 50. Keeps that ball into midfield. Dapsy with the follow, but Ben is able to turn it to the side. Lapua trying to deep with close. Pinch coming through. NC turning once again. One-on-one. Gets that 50 going as it's now Air Roller that is trying to keep that pressure alive as he gets a ball past one. But now it is NC high in the air. This might be dangerous for the side from Nox as NC gets a pass into midfield.
Yep, Maddie here. Gonna look to put on the pressure. Ben is gonna clear it out now. Dapsy with a lot of time on the backboard. Chooses to take it across. Might have been a mistake as Ben sends a laser but hits the crossbar. And we've been talking about how that crossbar has been helping out both teams. This time, once again, it's not gonna be Nox. Ben is gonna send it over to, but NC does a lot for his team to buy some time, to get some boost, to get into position. Dapsy enjoying the fruits of that right now as that clearance comes out. Lapua is gonna get the demo. NC is gonna take his sweet time knowing that most of the job is already done, but he's not gonna be able to keep that one up. Lapua is gonna let Dapsy go on this one now off the sidewall. Maddie should be there, but it's gonna be NC with a bit of a shot. But it's saved away by Maddie. But it's kept in now by Lapua. This one off the corner. Air Roller might have made a bit of a mistake. Lapua looking to find Ben on the backboard. I say Ben. Might be on the other team, but it looked like he, for a second there, he was going to put it in the back of his own net.
Yeah, good opportunities coming through right now as we see NC getting another clear. It is continuous Inferno pressure. Nox still trying to find an opportunity to get it back to the other side of the field as Ben gets bumped. NC, a little bit of time, gets a shot going, but Ben is right there, turns it to the side. Dapsy into midfield, trying to look for one more, goes underneath one as Maddie gets the clear. NC has an opportunity, raffles it all the way down mid, as now Ben does get the beat. Onto backboard, NC in a low boost amount, is able to turn it to the side as the ball goes high. And it's continuously only like one shot pressure that we're seeing from the side from Nox. Once again, there may be just... We don't want to take any risks. We know that, of course, if we make a mistake, the side from Inferno is going to capitalize on it as we now have Lapua. Tries to get a read, not able to do so. Dapsy to the backboard. Ben gets the extension as we now have a continuation play with NC trying to lead the offensive play.
Yeah, Air Roller looks for the bump play there, but not a follow-up from his team. Means they have to concede possession in their own half. Very scary as NC has a good opportunity, but it's shot down once again. Ben and Maddie with a bit of a double commit there, but it does go to the corner. Air Roller, 0 boost, but a shot on the backboard puts a little bit of pressure, but they have to concede possession once again. Dapsy looking to find Lapua, but it's delayed too much, and Ben able to get a great 50 there. Air Roller looking to throw everything at this ball, but it's not going to be able to do anything. Ben can't read it. NC almost finding the bump on Maddie. That would have sealed it for now. But it's still in the half of Inferno right now. Everything to play for, but Nox can't contest that ball as Ben is tracking back with 0 boost. Maddie now has to clear it and does so. Lapua gonna keep it in for a little bit of a last chance on the side of Inferno. It's centered. Shot not on target, and it is just gonna drop, and we are gonna have a third overtime to try and settle it. Will this be the time that Inferno will get their first overtime win in this series?
Well, could be the case as we have 2 demos coming through already. Now Dapsy has to put on the target, but beautiful save from Ben, making sure that it stays on 0-0. No goals found yet this game. NC, slow play, 50 found. Little to no boost to continue. Does try and get one flick, goes high. Dapsy right there. Gets a beat past one. Lapua a little bit too close. Now has to rush back to him to get the challenge as the first man. As NC is able to turn it downfield. Gets bumped, but recovers in the process. Gets another 50. Ball going into midfield. Now it's up to Maddie to try and get it cleared.
Yep, stopped here by Lapua, but Maddie's just going to pick it up immediately. Looking to get it centered. Causes a double commit on the side of Inferno. Air Roller with a great touch, but is only going to get away with a 50 onto NC. Shot on target from Dapsy, but a nice save from Maddie to keep that one out. Ben is going to touch it forward, but then eventually has to leave as a demo is looking to be found on it. NC has a chance here, goes to the backboard. Dapsy gets ahead of it. Lapua with another chance to go on goal. It's a decent attempt, but not enough power to make it through Air Roller with a good 50. NC, did he make a mistake? He gets away with it this time, but you don't want to see too many mistakes like that.
Oh my god, that was one thing to be scared of, as we have another good attempt coming through. Beautiful defense from the side from Nox, as we now approach 1 minute 30 into OT. Nothing has happened yet. Good of opportunities for both sides. Lapua with the fake. Air roller missed. Good opportunity here, but NC once again just in time. Now Tapsy. Oh my god, Vale, this is not what I was expecting when we were going from a very passive regulation time into this overtime. So many shaky moments, both teams having 2 opportunities already to try and end out the game. As now Lapua gets the ball into midfield. Maddie there, able to stop the advances of Dapsy as Dapsy gets one demo, looking for the pass into midfield, gets a pass banned. But sadly, nobody there to follow up.
Yeah, definitely a bit of shakiness going on, but Maddie has the eyes to put that one in, to send Nox through this play-ins bracket. It is not going to be the time that Inferno gets a win in overtime. And it is in the end going to be what cost them. Only one win in regulation from Nox, and it was the first game of the series. But Inferno, well played to them. I mean, you took Nox to 3 overtimes, unable to seal any of them, but you change those 3 overtimes and put them the other way around. Suddenly the series looks completely different, as you said. But there is no if, buts, or maybes. It is Nux that are gonna be continuing on, and they will be playing against Dexterity in the next round here. Dexterity Virtus is what they're called. But yeah, we do have some poster stats on the screen. Completely dead even in terms of goals. 2 shots more on the side of Inferno, 9 more saves on the side of Nox, but a bit more demos on the side of Inferno, which I'm surprised by because I believe Nox had the most demos in league play. But you know, that is just some differences you're gonna be seeing sometimes in this playoffs bracket.
Yeah, and I mean, at the same time, we have to give credit where credit is due. We were talking a lot about, of course, what Inferno can do, given the fact that they were playing with a stand-in, but at the same time, the series MVP, which was, in my opinion, also the MVP that I was looking for the side from DSQ, is Maddie. It's been so crucial. Found a lot of open opportunities, took advantages of the mistakes basically being made from the side from Inferno, and that reason for me, he is a deserved series MVP.
Yeah, how many times did we see him score an absolute banger to seal a game? A lot of top corner finishes. That one in the last game right there, a beautiful read off the backboard to send them through this round. And when Knox needed it the most, they were looking a bit stressed out. They were unable to find a goal in game number 5. In game number 6, they looked a bit shaky. But when they needed it the most, Maddie stepped up and sent them straight through in this bracket. We will be going on a short break, but we will be back with Nox versus Virtus very shortly. think we're live. We're live. Welcome back, everyone, with the second series of the night, and it is gonna be Dexterity Virtus going against DSQ Nux, who took on Inferno just a little while ago and was able to clinch out a victory in that series. Once again, I'm Veiled, and for the second time in a row, with me is Stealthy Wolf.
Yes, Phil, we get to enjoy this together as we continue the epic streak of Nox that first had to take on a Brave roster with one sub and one sub up. And now we have a Virtus roster with the exact same situation. So I don't know what Nox has given the other teams, maybe a little bit of bribery, but as we can see, they now have to take it up to Virtus to basically advance through that lower bracket. No, sorry, into that lower bracket on Sunday. And then, of course, our second match of the day after that. I don't remember which match it was. My apologies. I think it was SCR against Beam. That's going to be the last game of today. But first and foremost, of course, Versus against Nox. And yeah, I don't know. Given the fact what we saw in the previous series, do you believe in the underdog story, or are you like, maybe not?
Wait, I just realized my prediction is wrong. Prediction. Can we please get it swapped? I do not support Shadow this much. I don't think he's gonna win. I was gonna go 4-0 for Nux, I believe I said, right?
Could be, yeah. I guess we're just having to give polar opposites. Shadow is being bullied every now and then. Let's stick with him. Underdog stories. Give me all of it. We saw it before. Inferno almost did it. Maybe Virtus can show them how it's done. We do not know. Both teams were fifth in their respective conference, as we now see, Dexterity with a little bit less wins. But yeah, 2 subs failed. 2 subs.
Yeah, and it's not just 2 subs. Dexterity are missing their 2 highest CMV players. Of course, I talked about CMV not mattering as much, but it's still, you're taking away Mills, that is literally your captain, leading the team in goals and assists for that, and can't remember who the second highest was, but you take away those, Nuxie. Yeah, you take away those 2 players, it's completely different series, and I think it's gonna show. And we had a bit of discussion going into this series where I believe you also said that it might not be Virtus winning, but I like seeing a little bit of love to Shattered, even if it's completely delusional.
Oh, yeah. Well, you might call it delusion. I might say just positive optimism, as we, of course, want to give Virtus a good possibility here to, of course, win at least one game, and then hopefully a game after that, and then hopefully a game after that as well. Because, of course, having to play with your elite stand-in, it's not the easiest thing, is it?
Yeah, but we are going to get straight into the action here. Not going to be a kickoff goal against Nux yet, at least. Arola takes it back. Maddie's going to take over, but only manages to find Sylvia. But what a dunk. Able to send that one straight to the backboard. Ben is here, gets the reset. Is he able to get the finish? No, he is not. And Sylvia is going to launch it towards that Nux goal, but it's not going to be enough to be a challenge for Maddie. He's going to look for a dunk on the backboard there. Not going to find it. Ben going to almost squeeze in a shot on the near post there, but not quite, as I think that's a Polish name. I'm gonna try and pronounce it, but bear with me. Wojtisza.
I'm just gonna say Woj. I think that's maybe already going to be complicated, but let's say just Woj or Woj, or I don't know. Like, you sound German, you probably would say Woj as well. I think that's the best way that we could say it, as we now see Silas or Silas. I don't remember again. I remember that there was another entire thing about his name as well. Shattered. Why have you forsaken us with these difficult names?
Well, I know that in my language it's pronounced Silas, but in English I'm pretty sure we pronounce it Silas.
Yeah.
So let's just roll with that. Maddie gonna try and put on a shot. Ben also gonna do the same, but not able to beat the defense on this occasion. Air roller taking it towards the corner here, into the ceiling. Gets dunked by Silas. Now Ben to the sidewall here. Not gonna able to follow it, so it's gonna be Sylvia, but not gonna stick to the ball. Maddie launches it forward, trying to find Ben on the pre-jump, but not quite able to squeeze it through. Silas once again. Ben is opting to just leave that one. I find that a bit interesting.
Yeah, now we have Woj trying to take that ball all the way forward. That's not Silas is outplayed. We're getting coaching from Shattered, by the way, in the background on how to pronounce the names, and how about we just ignore it and make it our own thing. As we now see Sylvia trying to force her way through the defensive side from the side of Nox. Good fake it from Maddie. Plays it around 1, plays it around 2, and now Sylvia trying to take that ball away. Silas waiting, goes up, blocked by Air Roller, but still continuing forwards as he does get a beautiful 50 in the midfield, but nobody there to follow it up with a good shot.
Yeah, and Wojcika, yeah, I believe Boy is gonna try to squeeze it through, but not quite. Air Roller now getting pressured. It's gonna be Maddie, forces it towards Air Roller now, taking it to the sidewall, but gets dunked by Sylvia. Ben has to beat Silas and does so. Going towards the corner now, Vorsh is gonna try and find a little bit of an opening. Nice little beat on 1. Flicks it over the second. Has a pretty free shot, but it's Air Roller baiting in the backboard hit and is able to deal with it. This one, however, is gonna be a bit more difficult as Sylvia almost sneaks it past. But Ben is gonna take it forward. Now Maddie, the pretty free shot, but what a save by Silas.
Yeah, Silas is doing really well despite being an elite player. He's showing the most mechanical skill at the moment on his side of the team. As we do see Boy trying to get that ball into midfield. Silas right there tries to get control. Ball goes high. Maddie gets one demo, gets the other one, but Air Roller is too slow as Silas is able to recover for it.
Yeah, Maddie keeping it in here, keeping the pressure mounting from Nox. Air Roller gonna try and take his time on this challenge and gets a piece of it. Ben, pretty free shot and buries it. And that is the first goal, going in the favor of Nox this time. Not unlike last series where they struggled to find the first goal in any game until I believe the 4th or 5th one.
Well, if this keeps going, Veld, your scoreline is going to become a reality. I'm just saying it already right now. The underdog story, it might be dead because at the moment we can just see that the side from Nox compared to last series, they're playing with so much ease. But yet at the same time, while they're easing up, it is the side from Virtus that is just knocking on their door. Boy, a touch, tries to follow it himself, not able to do so, leaves the ball for Sylvia as we now have a 1-1 situation.
Yeah, another kickoff here. Ben gets a beat, but it's gonna be Voish with a touch, but it's not gonna make it far. In fact, but Air Roller is just gonna completely outplay his teammate there, giving the possession back. Is gonna recover it though, but that was oh, Maddie seems to have shredded, but is not quite able to make it past the last defender there. Gonna be cleared down towards Nox's half now. Air Roller pops it up, but it's gonna be Vorsh with a shot, saved away by Air Roller in the same jump. So a bit of back and forward right now.
A little bit of back and forth while I'm yawning. Sorry, it's not because of the gameplay, it's because I'm getting tired, of course. Having to work and then overtime here with some Rocket League. It's, of course, quite entertaining as we see people flying past the ball. Open opportunity here. Ben into the pit field. Maddie was right there, but the setup was being read by the defensive side from Virtus as we now have Silas trying to wait on the touch from Ben. Goes up solo. Reset of the ceiling. Tries to go down. Gets it past 1, but it is Air Roller that turns it away to the blue side this time around.
Yeah, gets the dunk as well. Maddie should be able to follow up, but a good 50 by Sylvia to keep the pressure towards Nox's half. 2 seconds left on the clock. Next time it hits the ground, it will be overtime unless someone can find a goal, but it will not happen this time. It is an overtime in the first game of the series.
The first overtime of this series as it is Roy looking for the double. Ball goes a little bit high. Now Sylvia beat. Still able to get one touch as she gets that ball stuck in midfield. Silas now looking for a bump, looking for a demo in the air. But it's Air Roller that gets that ball into the corner. Now Roy trying to get that pinch going. Able to find one pinch, but Maddie goes and is beat by Sylvia. His ban is now awkward. Silas. Okay, I give up. I'm not going to stay consistent with this name, and I know it. He is trying to do his best to do everything he can, despite being the elite player, as we now might have an opportunity. Fake found. Silas trying to pass it out to Roy, but just gets Sally on the wrong side of the ball.
Yeah, and Silas gonna be looking to try and make an opportunity here, but It's gonna get cleared straight away. Air roller up for this one, goes for the shot with the back of his car. Interestingly enough, almost shreds it through, but it's gonna be taken away now. Sylvia is up, gets the reset, can't quite make it past Maddie with the ball. Air roller taking it forward, cleared by Vorsh, but straight back to Maddie now. Looking to find Air roller, but it's only gonna find Silas. Ben with the pre-jump is gonna get beaten out by the reset from Silas. He's really showing that even though he's elite, he does know how to make it past the opponents.
And that's exactly the point that we said with the mechanical prowess. Even though right there we saw a little bit of a slip up, now the pressure might be getting to him as we're already approaching 2 minutes into overtime as Maddie takes it to the wall. Has Air Roller in midfield as an opportunity, but Sylvia cuts it short, gets dunked immediately by Ben with a lot of speed. Now Silas to the sidewall. Air Roller waiting, tries to get that pass into midfield, but demoed away by Sylvia as now Ben plays it to the other side, trying to look for a little bit of control for his team as Matty gets one touch. Ben putting on pressure, ball goes high. Boy, right there, whiffs the ball as now Air Roller has an opportunity to keep that pressure alive while I get disconnected. Or is everybody disconnected?
The whole server is it's crashed.
Oh,
everyone is doing donuts.
Lord.
I don't know what to say. I'm speechless.
Yeah, you and me both, buddy. Like, holy, how did this happen? I mean, at least we're only in game 1, right, Phil? So let's hope this doesn't happen in the next games. And I feel like we will probably have to continue that one from the same point where we basically give equal chances and we immediately go into OT question mark. But I would be kicking myself though if I'm either team and right now it goes in because of a kickoff goal. That would really suck.
Yeah, it's interesting, I will say. Imagine the scenes if now a kickoff goal is scored. You know, that could completely shift everything up.
Well, of course, we'll have to see. I don't know the regulations about it. Good thing we are chatted, of course, in the chat. So, chatter, you can tell us what the time is, because the players are even asking that as well. I don't know, actually.
I think we can set the time in OT now, with a match pause, and then set the. I don't know. I think you can set the goals to 1-1.
We're gonna try our best.
It is just going to be put in an overtime at 0-0. Just keep in mind both teams scored a goal, I believe, in the regulation time, and we were 2 minutes into overtime. So effectively, you are going to have to add 2 minutes and 1 second to the timer if you really care about being immersed into the gameplay here. As a little bit of goofing around, I will say, from both sides in the beginning of this game.
Yeah, right now we have good opportunities coming out from the side from Virtus, though, as they block that ball into midfield. Silas is up, gets a pass one, has to just get the last touch on target, but Maddie is still there on the goal line, making sure that it's turned to the side, as now Maddie has an opportunity. Silas right there, able to turn it to the side. Air roller from the sidewall, extension found. Sylvia gets a pass one. Ben still lurking, as now Ben gets bumped, Maddie gets bumped. Voitisha, I think that's how you probably pronounce it, is still lurking around, trying to get control, even though he has 24 boost in his tank to work with.
Yeah, and just managed to sneak that 100 boost away from his teammate before rotating in. Now Silas looking a bit awkward there off the bump. Ben not able to squeeze it through either way though. So now Maddie to get this one centered, looking to cause a bit of disruption on Silas, but he's able to get the dunk in the end. Ben now off the sidewall, has a bit of space. He's looking to just squeeze this one past, but it's like nothing is working for Nox right now as Matt just absolutely fakes everyone, but Air Roller is not able to finish it.
Not able to finish, but now a good opportunity possibly, but nobody there. So Sylvia is able to turn it to the side, gets down in the process though, meaning that she will be back as third man on defense. Going back to midfield, Maddie now has pressure, has the presence, is dunked immediately by Sylvia as Void does get the demo right there. Flick going past one. Now has an opportunity, pops to the backboard, air roller there, able to clear it. Silas with no boost, tries to go for one touch, he's not able to follow it up himself. This is now Sylvia to the side. Ben, good first touch, gets the block as well. This might be an open opportunity, but Silas is there right in the nick of time to be able to turn it away.
Yeah, and Silas, if it wasn't for that man, I think Nox would have scored at least 3 or 4 more goals in this first game, but that just goes to show that here might not matter as much as people think, but it's definitely not easy for either of these teams right now, as the pressure is starting to mount. We are now approaching the 5-minute mark of this overtime, practically having played 2 games in just the time of 1. It's now Aroller taking it forward, tries to get it past Silas, but just not quick enough. Maddie with a good 50 here. Ben with a shot opportunity. Sylvia is going to clear it away to the corner though. Ben with a 50, but just gets the ball straight back into midfield. Another 50 from him. Should bounce off the sidewall here, but Maddie just a bit too late to get to it. Ben now up, gets beaten by Silas, and Varsh with a good opportunity here off the backboard. Fakes it for Sylvia, but another whiff comes through to make it that much harder to get out of this OT.
But now Silas, good solo play, gets the reset, makes it the air roller is only able to put it to the side. As now the ball stays there. Voy follows it up. Air roller on the backboard, tries to get it cleared. Doesn't really have all too much boost. As now Silas is up, gets that ball into midfield. Sylvia is waiting. Now Voy probably lurking on that side to get that pressure going. Gets that ball into midfield once again. Air roller with no boost has to try and take control. At this point, it is the side from Nox that's being starved on boost, as we have Sylvia off the crossbar. Silas with the follow. And it's the suburb that decides game 1.
Yeah, and what a way to break this stalemate. It's a setup from Sylvia. Ben, awkward with 0 boost in net. It's practically free for Silas to put that one in, to get the first one for Virtus, effectively ruining my prediction. But, you know, yours is still a bit on track for now.
Yeah, it is. It's still alive. It's still alive. We said underdog run. But at the moment, if you're looking at the stability that we had in this game, sorry, we have to say it as it is. It doesn't look like an underdog. Sorry, it looks like actually 2 teams that are equally matched, despite the fact that Virtus is playing with a sub up and a sub. Nox, of course, is playing with their own sub. But let's be real, the way that we saw Ben play so far, he's been absolutely critical in the way that they progress into that offensive play, making sure that he can outplay 1 or 2 people at the same time.
Yeah, but from what I've seen in this specific game, specifically in the OT here we saw, there was a lot of chances thrown away from Nox because they thought that they had beaten everyone on the pitch. They thought that there was no one back. And then out of nowhere, Silas just appears to keep the ball out of the net. And not only could he keep the ball out of his net, but he also managed to put it in the opponent's net at the end to get them out of that OT.
Well, it felt like we already played 3 games, Phil, but that's just game 1, done and dusted. Moving on to game 2, as the players get onto the pitch. It's first is against Nox, the second game. It feels like an eternity after that 5-minute OT.
Yep, now Ben here gonna have some time, just gonna go for the shot, but that's not gonna work when the last man is Silas. Maddie gonna take his time here, no boost to play with really. Just gonna try and fake out, but Silas doesn't bite, he just goes for the ball. Ben up here, goes for the reset, takes it low, goes for the pinch. Is that one gonna squeeze it past? Yes, and it's not gonna be enough from Silas to get back to that one.
And this is exactly what I was talking about before when I was mentioning, okay, Ben might be the sub from the side from Nox, but he's doing sublime with his mechanics to make sure that he can outplay the last player, the first offensive player as well on midfield, and right there he even had an open opportunity. Use this reset wisely to be able to put that ball on target.
Yeah, Maddie here with a 50 to Ben. Almost able to squeeze it through, but Silas denies it once again. This one cleared into the middle. Air roller with an opportunity. Goes for the backboard, but it's cleared away by Silas. Ben takes it low. Can't get it past Silas. Off the sidewall here. Is there a follow-up? No, it's going to be Silas to the backboard. Not able to deal with it, though.
Now Maddie getting that ball into midfield. Air roller is waiting there. And how is this happening suddenly, Phil? We had 5 minutes of OT. It was looking as stable as ever. Both teams equally opportunities. And now suddenly it is like Nox turned on. They realized, oh yeah, wait. We have freedom to pass. And there is no follow-up there from the side from Virtus. I was going to say Victus, but that's a different name.
Yeah. This one off the corner here. Is there a follow-up? Air roller. Gonna touch it forward. Maddie's here. Off the side. Oh! I was gonna say he's gonna go for the double tap, but in the end, he was not the one to double tap that one in.
That's an unfortunate one. Like, let's put it as it is. After such a tense first game, this was the polar opposite of what I expected game 2 to be like. But hey, maybe this is just their way of getting rid of the nerves that they had after that first game, after that long overtime. Like, yeah, you're like, no, well, let's score an own goal. Then we can get that out of the way, and then we can start focusing up again to make sure that we can come back 3 goals as we start with 1.
You know, we saw it in the last series, but you know, I don't know what to say, but Nux has definitely stepped it up a notch in this game. Number 2, but it's not over yet. Virtus just getting 1 on the board, 3 minutes 30 left. There's definitely enough time on the clock to get back in the series if you're Virtus. But it has to start from somewhere. The first goal is found. Now the second one needs to be found as well. Borsch off the sidewall gives up possession. Sylvia now tries to do it better. Off the sidewall, runs out of boost, passes it to Silas. Gets the reset, gets it over 1. Runs out of boost, Borsch is up, but once another whiff means that pressure is completely gone. Silas getting caught out here. Gets demoed. Maddie just needs to center it for Ben, but he can't find the target and he makes it awkward for Air Roller.
A little bit of an awkward situation here for Nox as they could have got their 4th goal, solidifying their pressure as now Voy is able to get a beautiful touch and Silas. Oh, right place, right time. There's only one moment that this thing counts to, and it's exactly right there.
Yep. The comeback is on. It's Silas getting another goal to his tally in this series. My MVP for the first game, but series overall, far from over. Ben, gotta take this one forward, gets the side boost, or the mid boost. Air roller, hitting it up high. Ben tries to redirect, but Wash is just gonna patiently wait for it to drop on him. Silas off the backboard here, low boost, looking very awkward. Sylvia gonna help out a little bit. Wash goes for the cogs, but not able to get it forward. This one looking awkward, but Sylvia has the boost to deal with it. Air roller, good 50 from him. Maddie completely misreads the ball. Ben helping out here. Into the corner he goes. Silas with a big clear. Is there anyone back to deal with it? In fact, Maddie is. Gonna now take his time. Gonna hit it up. Gets dunked by Watch. Now Ben also gets dunked by Watch. Can he keep it going? Looks for the center. Sylvia's up, but a 50 on the goal line to keep it out.
With 2 minutes remaining, there's still all to play for the side from Virtus here, as we see Voy going to the backboard, tries to find that redirect into midfield as it's now Air Roller, has a lot of boost, challenged immediately by Silas as he's able to keep that ball in midfield. Now Beat coming through. Maddie trying to find upfield as Silas does get a good touch. Sylvia there with the demo creates an opening. Bevoy only want to really be able to put pressure as Silas now has to play from a backup position. And at this point we see Virtus as having got a lot of good opportunities while my tongue is struggling to keep up basically with what I want to say. But at the same time, they're also starving themselves on boost to why they can't really follow up with the pressure that they're creating.
Yeah, that is the big difference right now. As you see Air Roller now taking it into the corner. Unable to follow it up. This one getting centered for Ben though by the opposition. Maddie cannot finish the job. It's off the post. It's what we saw in the last series. That woodwork doing wonders for each side. Cleared away now by Ben. Looking to get the pop, but not quite able to do so. Silas getting challenged by Air Roller off the sidewall now. Maddie is up early, puts it on target, but Watch able to deal with it. Ben now tries to get it centered. Is Air Roller able to deal with it? No, cannot get a shot. And now Sylvia going forward off the sidewall. Goes for the reset now. Cannot make it past though. Silas has the own goal. Or will Watch get back? He gets back in time. And it's still only 1 goal separating them at this point.
Only 1 goal to go into that legendary overtime again. And will we see another 5-minute one? That's of course the question. But first they need to score once. Silas able to get that ball forward. Sylvia putting on the aggression. Ball capped in the corner. Silas able to make it go to mid. Ben turns it to the side, pops out once more. Sylvia keeping it alive. It's now up to Silas as the ball drops down. Nux making a 1-1, but our prediction not wrong, but we both, of course, wish that was the case for the sake of time.
Yep. And that concludes the second game. Now tying up the series score. Yeah, but Nux doesn't have a win on the production side. I'm sure that'll be updated in just a second. Pretty close game, I will say. Silas still being the heavy hitter from the side of dexterity with 500 points, mainly due to those free saves.
Yep.
Other than that, pretty even out. I will say Nux, when they play well, they look very much like the stronger side, but it looks like they get in their head a little bit too much. Get in their own head, I will say.
Yeah, there's definitely something that we can argue about that one, because we saw, of course, how they built up the 3-0 lead and then suddenly gave it away. Kind of like the same thing that we saw with Inferno just the series before this, where they get ahead by 3 goals, suddenly something clicks and they start to lose their pressure. They start to lose all the offensive plays that they have. But, of course, it's not over. It's just game 2 is over. There's still 3 more that need to be won by either side. As we, of course, head into game 3, Virtus. Very, very, very solid comeback there, as I get a message here from Silas that there's a black screen happening on the side of Virtus. So I assume that is the 5-minute technical timeout going in at that point.
It looks like we're missing 2 players actually. From if I know how to count, one of them is in. I believe there's still a player missing, if I'm not mistaken, from the side of Virtus.
Yeah, Voy is missing, but that's probably the person that also black screened. So.
Yeah, but Sylvia was also missing.
Oh yeah, true.
Looks like everyone is in now and we're ready to go. I don't think we need a technical on that one. I think that was just a game bugging
Short
out.
enough. Yeah.
In only a couple of seconds it cost us, and we're getting straight into game number 3 here. Series all tied up, everything to play for. Both teams could start to run away with it, but it needs to start here in this specific game. Varch is gonna center it, but Sylvia getting beaten out. Errol now has a lot of time, tries to beat out Silas, but he's up early, able to deal with it. Now Maddie tries to get it past, can't quite do so. Sylvia has a good chance here, pops it up, pops it on the backboard. Silas with the follow-up goes back to the backboard and unable to put it on target.
Now a beautiful pass from Void, trying to reach Sylvia as the ball does get launched high. As we now have a little bit of time on display here for the side from Nox. They're getting a lot of opportunities as the defense is being cleared incorrectly. And Matty, we said it before already, he just waits for the right moment to be there to strike and finds those positions where the defense is the weakest. And he does it exactly here as well.
Yeah, but what a pass from Ben. I mean, you could talk about the defensive mistake there, but that pre-flip, backflip from Ben to just get the perfect touch to get it straight to Maddie. As you could even see from Maddie's reaction on his card, that he did not expect that ball to come straight to him. He was ready to push it towards the goal line to try and muscle it in, not expecting to get it on a platter, but hold on, Watch is gonna equalize this game almost immediately off of a pass from Silas, beating out both Air Roller and Maddie on that aerial.
Yeah, almost a beautiful double tap as well coming out there from Silas. Sadly enough, missed the ball last second, but maybe actually opened themselves up for a better play where Voy was able to follow it through. But now it is Maddie going low, goes, but no, Voy, and does it all by himself to make it 2-1 again.
Yep, Maddie finding once again the goal to put them in front. And just a soft touch with the back wheels is all that is needed to squeeze that one through. Was that Silas that got faked?
No, it was Voy.
Oh, it was Voy. Either way, it's a good fake, and I think we need to see more of that from Nox, because every single time they go for the outplay, you know, they take it high and they just try and go higher, and I think that's usually what will work very well in these kind of lobbies. But it seems like there's no biting on the side of Virtus. They just go. They're not biting on the fact that they're faking going low and then going high. I think you just need to maybe fake going high and then go low. I don't know, maybe I'm waffling, but
Maybe, or maybe you're just spouting secret tactics that neither of the teams have thought about. But I mean, there is some truth in what you're saying, Vild. I don't know, of course, if you know my background, but I used to do quite high-level coaching as well, and there's moments actually where a lot of players in these higher levels, you indeed get that pre-notion of always having to go high. You always try and put everything in the top right or the top left corner. So the moments that you can just go low instead, it's the opposition that's not going to expect it. You can get some quite easy and cheeky goals suddenly coming through. But so far, there's nothing happening yet as Maddie does line up that pressure. Sylvia is able to turn it to the side.
Yeah, this one's gonna bounce off the corner, no follow-up. But it is Maddie just lurking here, looking to find that backboard. Watch, very awkward, getting helped out by Sylvia. Cleared down to the Nox half now. Ben gets a good 50. Our needs to beat though, does so very well. Ben gonna follow it up. No commitment from Maddie. That means he can go now. Gets it over Silas. And that's what I mean here. You know, they were starting to go low. That fake, where he just goes straight. Oh, well, not fake. He just takes it high, and it catches him off by surprise. You need to get the defense to start thinking about how they approach the ball, not just sending it and getting a piece of it every single time. I think that's the good way to approach this. You keep your opponents on their toes, and I think that goes for every tier. But I don't know how that one has squeezed its way through. Sylvia pops it high. Silas up, fakes it. Sylvia fakes the high shot and goes low, just as we just described. But it looks very goofy.
I was about to say, Vild, are you writing the script of this series or something? Is what's happening right now? Because legit, when you were about to say that, we saw that moment, an awkward fake coming through 50 here from Silas. And it is basically Virtus that is lining themselves up with good opportunities here. The pressure has completely shifted away from the side of Nox, as everyone does get one touch. They're not really able to control it, as it's now Silas. We've seen his mechanics before. Gets a pass one off to the side post. But sadly, Foy not ready to rifle it in immediately.
Yeah, now Ben off the sidewall, leaves it for Air Roller. Wasn't expecting it though from the looks of it. That's a good 50 from Silas. There's almost no chance he keeps that one out except for that 50. Is this one just gonna bounce in? No. And it is gonna be taken on to control by Air Roller. Now passed on to Maddie in the air. Not able to keep it in control though. Air Roller with a 50. Vorsh with a good opportunity. Flicks it early. Cannot wait.
What?
How has that one gotten in?
Bro, don't ask me questions I don't have answers to, man.
I swear, that is the nightmare of every Rocket League player. You get it past the last defender and you take it to the backboard and you just cannot get there in time. But he has somehow found a way to get the perfect touch to make it bounce back into the goal. Of course, Silas stole it on the goal line. I want to make that very clear. That was not Silas'
No,
goal.
he secured it. He secured it.
How do you secure it when it's already 90% in? What do you mean?
You just have to slam it in harder so defense can't suddenly fish it out,
Nah, that is stat padding at its finest right there. And you know what? I condone it, but still, that was all Varg's goal. He deserves all the praise for somehow managing to get that one on target.
Oh, I feel like we suddenly derailed just from that one goal. But hey, I mean, it is what it is. It's getting late as we have another equalization. Oh, goal failed. I feel the more we talk, the closer we get to an overtime. Time and time again. And I have just one request of both teams. Just please make it decisive in the first minute of overtime if we have to go there.
Make it a kickoff goal, please. No
Exactly,
5-minute OT.
like
No 5-minute OT and then we get the same for next game. Please, don't make it like a regular occurrence. Or maybe we get a regular playtime goal, in regulation. I cannot speak right now, by the way. But it is going to be a clear here. Vorch is going to try and take it under control here. Goes to the ceiling, gets charged by Ben. Maddie sends it, but is unable to get a good touch. Air Roller now dropping it and pretty much seals the deal here. It is going to be another overtime here. But the question is, how long will it be this time?
Well, 50 found immediately. Sylvia gets it into the corner. Now Ben with the extension. Silas there. Gets a good first touch, but Air Roller immediately takes advantage of it. Also gets the boost. Matty to the backboard. Silas able to clear that ball as the ball now comes into midfield. Sylvia there. Boy had the opportunity. Misses. Sylvia tries it herself. But once again, not good enough as Silas does try a beautiful redirect. Void giving that ball to Ben. Maddie there. Backflip coming through as it is a little bit unfortunate as the ball goes into midfield. Sylvia into the corner as the pressure continues with 40 seconds already gone. We're approaching that 1 minute limit that we would have liked to see failed, but I think we have to deal with the fact that it might be
Hold
happening.
That is the only curse that I've been happy about for now. You know,
Can you even
every
call
time
it a curse?
we say a sentence, it just the exact opposite happens. As Ben takes us straight out of that overtime before the 1 minute mark has been hit, and Nox puts themselves in front in this series with a 2-1 lead in terms of series score. And yeah, 4 goals to 3. We've definitely upped the scoring a bit, but I still don't have. I mean, before the series started, I would have, as I did, predicted Nox to win it, but it is eerily
I mean,
close.
I mean, given the fact that, like, we have to put it as it is, Silas stepping in as an elite sub up, he's performing really, really, really well together with his team. Like, you could even say that he has background playing with these players already, and I mean, we kind of know that should not be the case, because it's kind of the entire point of how this this entire league works, of course, that it's drafted, that you don't really get to, well, there's a possibility, of course, you play with people that you know, but primarily you're just going to play with people that you don't really know all too much of yet, and to having to step in a play-in situation, he's doing really well, but of course, 2-1 in the score now for Nox. 2 more wins on their 2 more wins for them, and they basically secure themselves a spot on Sunday.
I believe it's. Oh yeah, it is Sunday actually. I was about to correct you wrong there. But yeah, Sunday
Lead on
is
Saturday,
everything
bro.
that we're playing for right now. Only one of these two teams can make their way to that Sunday playoffs, and of course, oh, Varch is gonna find a goal within 5 seconds though for Virtus. So they've not given up hope yet. But what I was gonna say is only one of these two teams will make their way to Sunday. Next series, both teams will make their way to Sunday, but only one of them will be there in the upper bracket. However, let's get on with this specific game as Silas gets a win on that kickoff, but it does come at a cost as Ben now has a lot of time, fakes out one, sets up air roller, but he
What?
cannot seal the deal. It's just off the post. Another one of these close shots, but just saved by the woodward here, Stealthy Wolf.
Well, Woodwork and Silas combined, you know, don't take away the credit from this man who has been fighting his past as he sets up another one. Oh my god, where was this last game, man? This is a roller coaster of emotion, this one. Like, I don't know if you saw, I think it was at Lakoya, and I don't remember the other team, on Tuesday, I think, in the lead. I'm getting just Vietnam flashbacks to that one, because it just so many goals happening. It looks like one team is completely out. Suddenly they come back, and it's now here Manny that's doing the exact same thing.
You are speaking things into reality. Everything you say will happen. And you know what? I'm all here for it. You know, just keep waffling, come up with the most obscure things, the obscure predictions, and let's just see if they actually come to reality. Because right now it seems like everything you say will just happen.
You know what is funny? Sutter just blessed me with a little bit more information. So the Atlacoy again that I was talking about was also against Dexterity. It was hilarious that they were playing when that happened. So maybe Shattered is just a beast at making volatile teams where there's a lot of matchups with a lot of goals, with a lot of instability. That, yeah.
I will say, from what I've seen out of Dexterity, and keep in mind, I think Shattered is a very great guy, and I love him very much. As Ben just gets another goal, but there is a tendency with the Dexterity teams to have some of the lowest lows in this whole league. They also have some significant highs, but I will say they have probably the lowest lows of any franchise. You will not see any team have any more big fails or anything of the sort. And you know, I think he would probably agree with me, you know? And I think that goes a long way. But I also think that Dexterity has a very good place in this league. I think they provide a lot of entertainment. I think they have some great management that are very funny. And you know, maybe we hate them when we're sitting here casting their series, and it just goes from what should just be a routine 4-0 or you know complete domination, and then it just goes to a 2-hour happening. But you know, that is what we're here for. You know, top tier entertainment.
Top tier entertainment, and I'm still contemplating how I should go about this, because at the same time, like you said, every time I start to say something, I speak the opposite effect into existence. Is this the moment where I should just basically be saying, "Oh yeah, Nux, you're doing really great," and then suddenly they get scored on by the side from Virtus? Is that how it works, or?
I don't know, but it is all tied up right now. This is probably the longest we've gone for a good while without any goal happening, and this is probably the moment where I want one of the teams to take the reins and find that opening, put themselves ahead in a vital game like this. You know, Nux, they're fighting to put themselves on triple match point, and then the opposition Virtus is fighting to keep this series all tied up. But only one of them can be true, as Sylvia now gets a bit of a shot, but Maddie touching it up for Ben, watches up, cannot get the best 50. Sylvia has to touch it forward, isn't able to keep up. Air Roller gets a reset, tries to dunk out Silas, but it goes behind him. This one touch towards Ben from Maddie. Is now gonna find Air Roller with a shot. Can the bump happen? No. It is gonna be Watch taking that one away. Silas now touching it towards that Nux side as Maddie takes it off the corner, but is unable to take it forward. Silas gets it past one. Only Maddie left, and he sends it towards Air Roller with the 50 here. Maddie once again fighting to keep the ball out of the half. You can really see Nux struggling to get this ball forward right now.
Well, they're definitely struggling, but if there's one thing that's sure is both teams are being really, really mindful about what risks they're going to take in which situations. If they have one person back, as now it is Silas. Good first touch, gets it past one, now tries to buy a little bit of time, gets it past Ben once again, has 20 boost, gets the musty, as now it's Maddie. Able with the clear, it's on target! Oh, why is it every time I say something about consistency, this happens though?
I mean, that's just a bit of a mistake from the third man on the side of Virtus. Wasn't taking into account that a big boom like that can happen, even at Master Tier, and it looks like Nux has the upper hand for now, but that could very well just disappear right in front of our eyes as Sylvia gets the kickoff goal for Virtus.
I'm not gonna lie, Veld. I think at this point, Shatter is going to pay money for me to stop casting and for you to continue, because every time you say something, Virtus scores. Every time I say something, something stupid happens and they basically get a counter goal.
Maybe we both just stop casting and we enjoy the game. I don't think the management would like that too much, so we're probably just gonna keep yapping a bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It could be, and Master basically gave a good idea. Maybe he has to cast, and maybe that's the neutral option. Both teams might just do how they're intended to do without us cursing them then. I don't know.
Shannon has just come with another good idea in the chat. He said, what if you just serve a mutual?
That's also a possibility. See, I spoke, and that's why the ball didn't go in. See, it's all me.
I said one sentence, and that's why it's almost went in. Oh, what is this series? It's nonsense. Oof.
Oh.
It is looking like we're gonna have another overtime here. As the ball hits the ground. And it's the third one this game. Or this series, sorry. As I don't think anyone expected 3 overtimes in this series overall, and keep in mind, we still have at least one more game after this, and it could, at the worst case or best case, depending on how you look at it.
Face.
Well, we will have at least 2 more games after this one.
The fact that you were talking and they score, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Is this the amount? So basically, the amount of calls that we see on the scoreboard is the amount of times we switched on talking. Is that how we're now keeping track of that? There's no cast. It's just who's winning the talking battle? Question mark.
I mean, I will say we're doing a pretty good job at switching it up and letting each other speak. If you look at the goals, at least, you know.
Oh, yeah, I mean, this is quite something, Veiled. I'm kind of almost on the same boat as Masters here. We still have 3 games to go potentially, and the next game should have already started.
That is what happens in playoffs, especially when you have best of sevens. So yeah, we gotta buckle up. We gotta deal with what we have in front of us, and that is potentially a game 7. But before we get there, we still have to figure out who is gonna put themselves on double match point going into this, or going out of the next game we have.
Oh, Veiled, we already had 3 OTs out of 4 games. How many more are we gonna get? Is this going to
We could
be
have 3 more.
Oh, I remember. I think I probably is already beaten by now, but I remember one time. I don't know which RLCS team it was once again, but basically there was like a 21-minute overtime or something, and that made it then be the longest series that was ever played on RLCS. At the moment, just for the fact of the sheer amount of overtimes we've had, I kind of feel like we're in that same situation already.
Yeah, wait, which series were you talking about? Because the only thing I remember from LCS with overtime is, do you remember that season when Sen joined Vitality? They played Rule 1, and they had like a 12-minute overtime, I think it was. That was absolutely insanity.
Yeah, well, we're going to game 5. Veiled, we're still here. According to Mimical, the statistics are through. If we talk 50-50, that's equal to the amount of field domination that both teams had. As we now see a good opportunity. Air Roller trying to take it forwards. Now Sylvia trying to look for a pass into midfield. Gets a pass 1, but nobody there to follow it up. As Maddie flips past the ball. Silas is there. As now it is Ben with that pressure. Sends it downfield. Sylvia, good first touch, but the follower is there immediately as the pressure pass up from Nox.
Yep, now Air Roller looking to find Ben here off the pass. He is gonna be there, almost sneaks it in, but not quite off the pinch. I don't think there was an angle to score there, but I respect the attempt. Air Roller looks to get it off the corner, but gets demoed by Sylvia in the process. Now Ben moving forward, steals that boost away, just for good measure. As now a team pinch comes through, but not aimed quite accurately enough. As Watch dives in with 0 boost, effectively putting Silas in this awkward position where he is the only one with boost, but he does get back in time, I will say.
As we now see Voy getting a first touch. I start to talk and the pressure starts to pile up. Nox getting the opportunities. Good first touch here from Air Roller, leaving an opportunity for Maddie that goes high. Goes onto the backboard, but Sylvia right there, able to turn it away. Now has to force that 50 on Ben. Ben, awkward situation. Silas gets control. Demo found. Pressure piling up as we see Voy trying to be ready for this clear.
Yep, now Watch taking it off the backboard here, looks to take it forward. Maddie should be able to deal with this. Boost gets stolen away in the corner as well. That's a good save by Ben off of the backboard. Silas shot not quite on target. Watch now a bit awkward here, has to take it to the corner. Not gonna be able to control this well, I don't think. Goes to the ceiling, gets the flip off. Cannot get back to it though as Ben dispossesses him. Silas goes for the backboard. Air Roller takes it under control. Nice little pop towards Maddie, but it's taken under Sylvia. But now Silas has to concede a bit of pressure. Cannot get to this one. Watch has to bail him out into the corner here. Air Roller now beating out one, but Sylvia just getting it out just in time. And that's what Vert has been able to do this whole series, I will say. When they are back on defense, is they're able to get that last man back just in time to deal with the pressure. This fake, however, is gonna send everyone flying as Ben gets the first goal for this Nox team in this game number 5, looking to take the lead in the series.
Oh, Vilt, I was gonna see, like, maybe it was true. And maybe now it was Virtus that's going to score. But hey, you were talking, they got scored on. It's confirmed now. The curse is not real. It's definitely not there. Yeah, maybe we just swapped. Maybe now Shattered needs me to talk and he should stop server muting me.
Yeah, look, now you start talking and Nox start not getting shots off.
Yeah. Yeah, and now they do get a shot as you talked, and now it's Voy being able to turn this around as Airroller does not get the touch he needs. As Voy tries to get that pass into midfield a little bit too early. Ben with the opportunity. Sylvia right there, able to turn it to the side, but Maddie is still waiting. Shot goes a little bit high. Ben with the follow-up. Silas, what a save!
Yeah, now taking it forward. Sylvia taking it off of Silas's car. Silas has a good opportunity. Goes for the backboard. Places it beautifully. Double commit. Not enough to keep that one out of the goal. As Silas finds the equalizer. And I will say, this game, no matter if it's going very long, it's been cutthroat competition in every single game so far. I have not at any point sitting there and had full faith that one team is just gonna run away with this game, or even the series for that matter of fact,
Well,
after we saw game one.
you say that, but when we made the predictions, you were like, oh yeah, they're playing with 2 subs. Yeah, GG go next. Nox is gonna win this one. And now look where we are, Vale. This is quite the polar opposite situation as we now see Voy. Not really the touch that he needs as Sylvia tries to bail him out. Gets the ball all the way upfield as Ban is in an awkward position. Does get a good first touch. Tries to slow it down a little bit to try and buy time. Get boost for his teammates as Sylvia plays on pads. Ball into the corner. Matty looking for the bang. Goes all the way down the other end of the field as Voy. Awkward position. Gets blocked, but Silas now. Good position to try and get control. Flips it past one. Matty to the backboard where that one person is waiting as Sylvia does get the ball cleared. Silas now with the redirect opportunity. Goes for the fake as Ban is able to turn it away.
Yep. And Maddie now going up, gonna try and push this one forward. Cut out by Varch. This is a good opportunity. Silas could just secure the lead once again here. It is gonna be Sylvia that puts his name on that, but it is gonna be a Virtus lead heading into the last 45 seconds of this game. And I will just make a statement. You know, you said I went 4-0 on the side of Nox, GG go next, but you put 4-0 on the side of Virtus, and if you even those predictions out, you get a pretty even scoreline. And I think, you know, we've done quite well. You know, if you add our predictions together, we've done well. But separately, you know, you could laugh at us. I think that would be perfectly fine.
Yeah, you know what? You're right about that one, and it might as well explain why when you're talking, it is that Virtus is able to score. When I'm talking, it is Nox that is trying to score, as he almost got another one there, as it's now Voy needing to be first. Air roller able to get one touch, gets that ball into midfield. Sylvia outplayed. Sally's awkward position, and it is 2-2 built. Oh my days.
10 seconds until we get the 4th overtime of the series. Out of a possibility of 5 total, so 80% OT rate, almost. And not secured yet, not locked in yet, but almost. So we have another kickoff here. This one gonna go in the favor of Nox as Ben takes it forward, but it's not gonna be able to stick with it. It's gonna be Watch off the corner. Can he keep it up? No, he chooses to drop it and get us into the overtime even quicker.
Game 5 overtime. Will it be a quick one? Will it be a slow one? We're here about to find out as Voy is able to take that ball into back forward. Goes low, follow up not strong enough from the side from Sylvia as Silas able to get one touch. Voy now needs to block it, and it's immediate chaos on the field.
Yep, now Watch gonna take it forward, gets the flick past one. Sylvia is there to try and find the pass onto Silas, but it's not very pinpoint as now Nox is gonna be able to take it forward. That's a bit of a whiff from Sylvia. Silas is gonna manage to deal with it though. Gets a good 50 as well. Is this just gonna open things up? Sylvia is up, thinks he can get the read, but not able to finish it. Silas tracking back, leaving that one for Watch. Boost gets stolen away by Maddie as well, putting pressure on the defense on the side of Virtus. It's now Air Roller looking to beat Silas, but he gets back in time. Ben now goes to the backboard, but gets dunked by Silas. Doing a lot with that 0 boost in his tank right now.
0 boost and a dream is of course a model that a lot of people play by as Matty does get a beautiful shot here. Voy redirecting it off the backboard. Silas has an opportunity given the fact that we had a backflip there and defense as Matty turns it to the corner. Sylvia lurking, not the touch that she would like as we get a pinch going on target. Voy is not able to reach. What is this fiesta, man?
It's every time you talk, you know, they just get a beat on the 3rd man. And this is gonna be Nox with the double match point now. Virtus while not in a completely awful position, is gonna call the timeout to just see if they can talk things out, figure out a way to get the upper hand on Nox. While I will say, every single game has been a one-goal game, so it's not really that there's that much separating them. But I think maybe just having a talk, trying to figure things out, could be beneficial for the side of Virtus. But you could say the same about Nox. They're also gonna have 2 minutes to now talk things over and see if they can figure something out.
Oh, you know what is the most interesting thing to me, Veld, is the fact we've basically realized what the decider is for these matches is when you or I are talking. It depends on which team we want to win, and it's clearly the polar opposite one than the one that we're talking about. I don't think this time it is going to do anything for either team, if I'm honest. Oh.
We've just mastered the art of manifesting, and but it's just the opposite way, It's whatever team we start glazing is the one that starts doing well. So, it's not really the perfect way of using manifestation, I will say, but it is something. It is something, and it's pretty interesting.
The entire chat is already saying that they're waiting for Game 7, as we already realized and heard before that Master is going to lose his mind if he goes to Game 7. So, Vilt, with that said, of course, there's a timeout that's been taken. It's basically a tactical timeout. We've been focused on other things, but do you remember from the gameplay, is there anything that your team can do to improve their chances at winning?
I think on the side of Virtus, there's been a lot of whiffs on very important moments. Going forward, there's a good pass coming in, and then you see a player fly up, and they just fly straight past the ball. And while that is to be expected if you're watching, per se, the academy team tier, or maybe even the prospect tier, maybe even challenger and rival, you could make an argument for that. We're watching the master tier here, and it's expected that you at least get something out of every time you go for the ball. Maybe it's a 50, maybe it's a force, maybe it's whatever. But to go up and just not get anything out of it at all, and then also putting your teammates in a very awkward spot where they now have to defend against a 2v3 effectively, it's not gonna do you a lot of good on the side of Virtus. On Nux, I don't really know what the problem would be for those. Maybe you have a good analysis of what's going wrong there.
Enable Ben. It's just simple. Like, Ben has been just so clinical this entire evening. He's been very good mechanically. He's been able to make a lot of difference. And I think the most important thing is to just... It sounds rude to say it this way, but Arrow basically needs to simplify his gameplay, try and reduce his impact in him trying to stand out, and just play support for Ben and Maddie, because both of them are playing Sublime. We know that Arrow can play that supporting role quite well, given the fact that the stats that we were looking at before this match even started. So I think, yeah, that's just the same thing. Like, if Arrow can simplify, make sure that he's able to find Ben and Maddie in most situations, that would help a good amount as we go into Game 6. Is this going to happen, Veiled? I don't know. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to just waffle like before, because if we're going down swimming, right?
Well, if our manifesting powers is anything to go from, we're now gonna see Virtus whiff the ball every single time they go up for it in offense, and we're gonna see Nox not find Ben or Maddie at all. It's just gonna be Arrow taking shot after shot. That is what I'm thinking.
I mean, please, for the love of God, don't let that be the case, because that would be quite something, as we now see the block coming through from Maddie. Sylvia trying to go solo. She does it! What a block! Diabolically finding that touch from the defenders on their way down, and she gets the first goal from Virtus.
Diabolical dunk, indeed.
Yeah.
As that one is just squeezed in from Sylvia. We have another kickoff here happening. Vorch against Air Ruler. It's gonna be Silas taking this one away, but gets a good 50 from Ben. Now sending the ball straight back into the Virtus half. Dunk coming in from Ben. Maddie gonna keep it in, and now Air Ruler is tasked with keeping control over this play. Chooses to pop it off. Silas whiffing it off the sidewall. I think that's the first in this series. It's now Air Ruler going to the corner. Goes for the ceiling reset. keeps control as he looks for the 50, or at least to force Varch to take some precautive action. As a team pinch comes in from Ben and Maddie, the two players you've been saying to set up, but it's not quite on target this time.
This time around, it is Air Roller showing his mechanical skills as he gets the ball passed too, but Sylvia's right there, pinching it all the way upfield. Maddie tries to get that pressure building as Voy is able to try... I was about to say he's able to get the double as he pulls out last second, ball falls to Silas, as now it is Air Roller trying to continue, gets the bump on the backboard as Silas gets the ball forward. Maddie only able to turn it to the side, Voy with the beat, on target. A little bit of time as Air Roller just gets there last second to make sure that the ball doesn't go in.
Like there was a bit of miscommunication there. As for a second it looked like they were just gonna let it roll in, but hold on a minute, Sylvia has found another one for the side of Virtus, looking to get straight back into this series by taking a 2-goal lead after their timeout.
Well, this is quite a fruitful consequence, of course, from this timeout. Now, the question is, and I'm seriously asking you this question, Vale. Will we see a Nox timeout if they lose this game?
You know, it's the Master tier, so I'm inclined to say probably not. But you know, maybe. But I think in the Master tier, there's a tendency to not see any timeouts, especially seen in the last series. There was not a single timeout called. I think it's maybe it's because there's one sub-level player from the Master tier and an elite sub-up on the side of Virtus. Maybe that's why the timeout was called.
Yeah, maybe they just needed to think once again on how they want to continue to play this game as Maddie is all alone against Silas. Silas about to be bumped, but Sylvia able to bail them out last second. Ben tries to rifle one down the field. Air Roller ready. Silas, good save here as he tries to continue with himself. Sylvia blocked. Ball still in that corner. Air Roller still getting a free shot attempt as Ben drops it down. Sylvia tries to turn it to the side, ends up going through middle as he realizes that there's nobody waiting. Air Roller with the backflip. Silas has an opportunity here. Ball goes high. Can he do it with his stellar mechanics as he leaves that ball, trying to get it down to Voy as we are still 2 up with 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, Air Roller deflecting that one towards Maddie. Gonna look to find Ben on that side wall. Gets it on target, but it's not too difficult for Sylvia to manage to deal with that one. Air Roller now in the corner here, gonna cause some disruption for Silas, but he's gonna just carry it forwards. Goes for the Musty, what a pop on that flick, as now Ben has to stretch a little bit to keep that one away from harm. It's now Air Roller, he's gonna be tracking this. It's gonna be Maddie to Ben with a launch, as now Votch dives in, but Silas was helping him out. And that might cause trouble, but doesn't look like it, as Sylvia now taking it forward. Ben launching it straight back into that Virtus half.
When you hear Maddie seeing that Silas was awkwardly close to Void, tried to slow it down, as we now see a fake coming through from Sylvia, diabolically making sure that Maddie is not able to get to that ball with 1 minute remaining. The pressure is piling up. It is Nox knocking on the door, trying to get their first goal of this game 6. As otherwise we're going to have to game 7, but it's not over, ladies and gentlemen. We still have 50 seconds remaining as it's now Silas trying to slow play, goes to low. Foy, good follow. Maddie trying to find Ben here on the side. Extension is found as Sylvia gets that ball redirected off the backboard. Maddie flips past the ball. And you said something earlier, Field, about we need more consistency. We need the touches that are critical to come through. But at this moment, it kind of seems to be that curse that is hitting the side from Nox.
Yeah, Air Roller gonna squeeze this one past Ben. Was getting set up, but just a bit of lack of boost will mean that he only can try and find Maddie, who buries that one on the right side. And maybe, just maybe, we're gonna have to see a 5th overtime in this series. But it will require a lot coming out of Nox in these last 12 seconds. Still 1 goal to find from them. Can they do it? Well, it starts with this kickoff right here. It's gonna be Ben on the kickoff facing off against Sylvia. It's dead even. Maddie is gonna try and find Air Roller. Does so indeed. Will he go for the reset? Gonna fake it for Ben instead. Almost squeezes it past, but not completely biting on the side of Virtus.
We said it. It needs to be Air Roller that's able to set up his two teammates as we now have Void taking the ball to the other side. Sylvia ready. The ball goes down and we go to game 7, Veiled. Will we see the timeout? That's not the question.
And for a long period of time in this game, it looked like we were gonna have a game that wasn't just a 1-goal win, like a 1-goal differential.
Think again.
But then we have Maddie scoring in the clinical moment of the game. Of course, it didn't really matter in the end, but just for the sake of playing up what we've seen, 1-goal games in every single game. That effectively means that they're completely tied in goals scored on both these teams going into game 7.
Yeah, Nox even confirmed that they don't want a timeout at all, so it means that we can get this game underway. Game 7, only 25 minutes after the other game will already have to be started. We basically will be done, as it is now quite a clinical moment, as I see that we're on the wrong map. So we might have to start again.
Yep. While we try to get it moving a bit quicker than usual, it sometimes will just end up taking a little longer, and that's okay. Gets everyone a second to just take in what we've just seen. What started out with, I would say most people thinking was just going to be a straight up win for a side, has turned out to be a very, very, very competitive game. And I don't think it's just poor quality. I will say, there is a sub up from Elite, and I think he's been performing very well. Maybe even to the point that he's performing at a Master Tier level. I think that might be a reach, but I will say there's definitely a very, very high competitiveness in this series as we get straight into game number 7 here.
Yeah, and it's already starting off with a great foot. Sylvia trying to get a ceiling pinch to get that first opportunity, but Air Roller getting that demo. Ben getting the pressure alive, but Air Roller now trying to get that ball into midfield to try and reach Maddie, as Maddie now gets it all the way onto the backboard. Silas waiting, flicks that ball high, gets it past one. Maddie preemptively jumping here already as the ball lands a little bit awkward for Sylvia to try and take control now. Goes to the other side. Sylvia low and boosts Silas, getting harassed in net. As suddenly it is Virtus that really need to fight here to keep their hopes alive, as they've basically been doing defense for the past 40 seconds.
Yeah, Ben here looking to buy some time for his teammates. Silas taking it away from both his teammates there in the corner. Gets dunked as well. This one could be getting centered. Ben is up, but a poor touch from him means possession will slip away. Maddie gonna fight to keep that possession. It's gonna be centered for Ben. Can he secure it? Yes, he can. Off of the top of Warch's car. He gets the lead for his team when they need it the most. It's what you said. It's set up Ben. Give him those opportunities to take a shot, and he will give you everything back twofold. And he's done so right here.
Well, game 7 already started on the right foot. Nox getting ahead with a goal in the first minute, as we now see Silas trying to get that ball upfield, clear towards their teammate. This is now Silas once again having to block Ben's attempt there, as we see the pressure piling up. Nox is really looking to bring the heat, as now Demo found. Air Roller tried to control the ball, but it ends up going to Sylvia, who goes off the ceiling, gets it past one, but not past Ben.
Not past Ben indeed, as he now tries to dunk as well. Gonna make it a bit easier for Maddie to deal with, but not easy enough to keep it away from Silas, that looks for the backboard, but not unable to keep up with it. This one, however, looks very awkward for the side of Nox, but they're able to deal with the pressure. Maddie now low boost. Can he get the 50? No, but he forces it high. Aurora off the backboard. He should have some time to take control over this one. Gets the reset, but cannot get the 50. Ben now is going to take a touch. That makes Maddie a bit awkward in the back line. Aurora trying to make it easier. Maddie able to get himself settled in time to make the save. But it's a lot of pressure coming in Nox's half right now.
As we approach half time in this game 7, it is still Nox that are in the driver's seat, and they're now trying to force, of course, the side from Virtus to come all the way into their half to make a play happen. Air Roller, good first touch, gets that ball onto the corner, but as it gets to Silas, they still have an opportunity. It goes low, gets the dunk as well. As he now gets another touch. Sylvia, a little bit too close maybe. Goes underneath Ben, not able to continue the play themselves. As it's Voy diving in. Silas, demoed. Sylvia, last person back. Ben, back pass. Able to block it. Here's an opportunity. Ben, crucially there, even without zero boost, he's able to predict where Sylvia is about to place it.
Yep, now air roller. Gonna get a 50, but it's Silas beating him on the matter. Gonna try and pass it to Sylvia here off the corner, but saved away by Ben on the woodwork. It is gonna get sneaking past, but no one is there to follow it up. Silas was, but a bit too late. Sylvia keeping it in here, buying his teammates some time, giving them time enough to both find a 100 boost. Now Verge gonna be putting that boost to use, but not very well, as that one is just gonna be given away to Maddie, who takes it over Sylvia. Silas now keeping it in. Comes at a cost. He only has 40 boost in the tank. Has to now rotate back. Watch looking very awkward here on the backboard. Air roller coming in hot. Unable to get that one through though. Sylvia with a flick straight over the head of, I believe, Ben, to tie it all up. No, that was Maddie. My bad.
A one-on-one situation. It was the one moment that Virtus has basically been waiting for all game. We have already 6 shots on the side from Sylvia. As this game is getting closer and closer to its pinnacle, as we only have 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Both teams really are close to that golden goal scenario. Don't want to make a mistake that can cost you the game, as we now have Sylvia. Low amounts of boost, still 22 to play with. Gets the reset past one. Silence with the follow. It's the suburb that gets Virtus ahead in game 7.
Yeah, in fact, Silas getting the lead in this game 7. 56 seconds on the clock. There has been a lot of late game drama in this series. Will this be another one to add to one of those moments? Maddie is going to fight to make that the case. Alrola taking it up, looking to find Ben here, but he's too late. Maddie is going to scramble to get back to this one. Gonna just opt to launch it towards Ben's general direction, but it's going to be taken away by Varch. Now Silas taking it forward. It's going to be a zero boost battle in the corner, and it's going to be won by Maddie, but it's going to be kept in again. Ben now just launches it, gets Watch very awkward, but he is going to get back to it on this occasion. Now off the backboard, Maddie is looking to secure it, but Silas taking it forward. Ben, leaving this one for Air Roller, is now going to take the ball, but is unable to keep possession, and Nox, they need to get something going if they want to stay in it. This one could have sealed the deal from Watch, but he's unable to get it through. Silas keeps it forward, buys so much time for his teammates, even puts on a chance for Sylvia to find the winner in this game. 4 seconds left. I think it is over on the side of Nox. I don't think there's time enough to get those 2 goals that they need.
What an ending to the series. Failed. I feel like we both basically roll the dice, and this is the effect of it. As it approaches 0 second, it is GG's. Nox, we're doing so well, and somehow, Virtus got away with it.
They have, and against my prediction, towards your prediction, unfortunately you didn't get the score right, but you did get the team right.
Hey.
And I could out you right now, but you know what? I'm gonna let you live in the glory. You predicted Dexterity to win, and they did, and they played well. I will say there is a couple of issues to fix. I don't know if they'll be playing the same team come Sunday, but there is a couple of issues that needs to be fixed if they want to make the run in the lowers. But I wish them all the best luck in that. And also, we're gonna be saying goodbye to Nox after a great performance today, beating out Inferno in the series earlier today, and getting all the way to game 7 and at the end of that only being on a 1 goal differential, it looks like, to Virtus. So maybe there was a game that was more than a 1 goal differential in the mix of it.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of things, and we always saw that it was 1 goal games, except for the last one now, where they basically won with 3-1. So, I mean, there's a whole lot of things that happen here, Vild. What a series. And of course, well deserved to Sylvia as the only one, I think, from the main roster actually to play to get the MVP. But honestly, if I saw the name Silas there, I would have also agreed with it.
Yeah, they both played very well. A lot of important goals coming off of Sylvia's um, great shooting percentage towards the end. I don't know if it was shooting percentage, but it was great placement on the shots towards the end there to where it mattered the most. And I think very well deserved MVP there. Um, and yeah, I don't know. Do you have any closing statements or?
Well, closing statements. Hold on. Closing statements for this series? No. It was something else. The entire chat lived it down with us. But the game is the games for today are not over yet. We still have one more series to happen veiled after we basically take or leave the stage actually, because it will be Tazik and Tino that take over after us, as they will of course cast the upper bracket match between Bean and the team from SCR. I forgot the name. Sorry. I heard Master say it at the same time I was still talking and it didn't work so well. Galaxy. Okay, thank you, my masters. So, I mean, that's still a game that needs to happen. But at the same time, there's also something else. Today is a special day, Veiled. I don't know if you know, but it's actually Hodge's birthday. So, I would, before we go, still like to wish him a happy birthday. Of course, on stream, he is one of the people that just does a lot for the casting scene in RSC. So therefore, a well-congratulated birthday to you, Hodge, and I hope you had a brilliant day being able to celebrate it.
Yeah, I thought about that earlier when you mentioned his name as well, but I don't think he was in the chat at that point, but I do believe he is now. So if you're watching Hodge, happy birthday, my fella, and may you enjoy it, and may your team do you proud in the next series. But yeah, I think that is gonna be us for tonight. I think we gotta get it moving a little bit because we are very much over time right now. But thank you for joining me, Stealthy Wolf. We will probably be back at some point, but enjoy Tazik and Tino in the next series. We will be seeing you in a bit.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
welcome back, everybody. I know you can't see us right now, but it's just you're gonna have to deal with us for now. Um, welcome back to the Master Play-ins. I'm joined with Tino, and we are about to see Galaxy and Bean MPB versus SCR, but see who can keep their upper bracket runs alive. How are you now, Tino?
Doing great here today. Yeah, we have two great teams here in the upper bracket. They've done well so far to get to that upper bracket. The winner of this will be in that upper bracket once again for Championship Sunday here, and the loser will be going down to that lower bracket to play against Dexterity here. As you just saw them winning in a game 7, and they are after holding off DSQ's Nox, who won in a 4-2. But now we're up to the upper bracket here with two teams fighting for that upper bracket spot.
Yeah, and it looks like it'll be a very interesting one. Second seed versus third seed. You can see there all stats throughout the league play. MPB being having that 2 extra wins, and even again they had more too. So we'll see whether or not they can figure out and keep that type of form going. I have a 4-2 prediction towards Bean. I think you said 4-1, wasn't it, Tino?
Yeah, certainly. So here, as we see the team stats here. Very impressive players coming in from all sides here. And it looks like it's going to be just a good series, all in all.
Yeah, and I'm very much looking forward to it. And we are going to try get very, very quickly because we are extremely behind schedule as well. But with all that being said, game 1. Can we get a sweep, or will to Master's demise find ourselves going to another game 7? But let's hope not for his mentality as we get game 1 underway.
Yeah, certainly so. Here we begin once again as Verify is able to get that clear off to the sidewall, marking out with some control, getting that 50-50 low. It's going to go straight to the corner here with Precons with that 50 straight into the middle. Shadow looking for a shot too high. The follow-up's there from Marky, but all 3 defenders are back in time, and they triple come in for the save. Alanis looking for the flick, but he can't get past Shadow here. As Jalanis going to get into the middle, but Marky's going to be there in time to clear it off to the corner here. And now both teams fighting for something here, but it's Galaxy here to start off with the pressure. Now Precons with once again more control. He gets it past into the middle here, and Shadow looking to try create something here, but Jock is going to be there in time. It's looking like Galaxy here is going to start the pressure up early here, and MPB with a bit of work to do.
Yeah. That's good. Please take it away.
And we have a goal already here as Verify here with a wonderful clear to be the first man here, and follows that up straight away with the double tap. And he opens up the scoring here for MPB's Bean here. They start off things out against the run of play. Skirt back into the center circle here as now we go again. As now Jock is going to win the 50-50. Trying to control this ball here, but he's going to go low with it. Once again going low with that 50. But Mark is going to be able to score off in time because the ball was slowed enough, just enough. Now Shadow here is going to get a booming clear off to the midfield. He's going to try to control this. Takes it off to the backboard. But Jock is going to be there in time. Galaxy now still with more pressure here, but Alana's looking for a double tap. He can't get that skill off the side wall. And now a great bomb coming in from MPB. And Verify can score to double up the lead. And Tazik has gone missing.
Why have I gone? Oh no. We back?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, MPV looking incredible so far. It's a great start for them. So, SCR Galaxy have a lot more to do. Shadow has to play the 50. It does well, but Alana's trying to keep the attack on anyway. Not able to break away from Marky. Jarku gets that one to the sidewall. Verify's waiting. Will stay with it. Uses flip well. Tries to get the double. Does extremely well. And that is going to make it 3-0. Just under 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, the wonderful double tap from Verify here as he tries to go for the musty, but it goes too low, but is able to follow that up into the bump on the backboard. No chance for the defense on Galaxy here, and now it's 3-0 already to the side of MPB.
Yeah, and so far they are looking incredible. SCR need to figure out a way to get into this series quickly, otherwise there could be a lot of issues. and that's never what you want to see, especially in an upper bracket challenge. You need to make sure that you get that second life within the playoff days. Hopefully makes things a little bit easier for your side. You have less to win as well to be able to go on to that grand finals. Verify chasing this one down, will try to push that midfield. Alanis not able to make contact as Jarku's just going to let this one roll up for him. Tries to find Verify in the midfield, does well, but Shadow able to push that to the sidewall for now. Jarku is there waiting again, the bump attempt and not able to find contact on precons. Marky and Shadow on a 2v1, but Jarku able to cut in field on time. Shadow being last man back, that's a big whiff, Verifies there, but so was Marky, gets it cleared away. Jarku just bringing it all the way back, able to take that back boost as well, but gets dunked out. Precon's already there waiting, plays it into the corner once more. Shadow gets a great 50. Verify taking control, the double commit won't help our MPB this time, as Marky keeps the pressure on. It's off the ceiling, finds one extra touch, but Jarku able to get it away and play it to the sidewall, which leaves MPB away for now. The redirect attempt was there. Shadow saving Marky's shot. And SCR, nothing's working. You're defending your own shots. And MPB get away.
Yeah, PB there getting away with murder here. Shadow there helping the MPB defense out, which is something you don't want to see here. As now, it's MPB's turn to try to create some offenses. Verify's going to try to get this control. But one thing I've been seeing that's very impressive is that defense coming in from Jarku as that last man. But he doesn't do well here, as now this ball can go into the middle for Marky. Shadow's missed a shot. And now MPB should have control of this ball. Go straight up to the ceiling from Jarku. And now Alana's just trying to carry this, and Jarku's going to get one touch. Going to get the full boost. Slams it up straight to the ceiling. Jarku now with the shot. Marky's going to have to get the save here. Alanis is going to go for the follow, but it's 50-50 with precons. And now it's DSQ with some control. SCR, sorry, with some control now. And now full control here to the backboard here. It's now Jarku straight down into the middle. And it's unsuccessful here now. SCR a bit panicked here. Now they've got 40 seconds left. This game seems over, and it seems like game one is going to go to the side of MPB.
Yeah, Alanis able to keep this one in the corner, not let SCR have any pressure. Finds Verify in the midfield, and just to put that extra nail in the coffin and make sure there's no possibility of a comeback. MPB find themselves 4-0 up. And that is not what you want to see for Galaxy. They need to figure out a way in this series extremely quickly, because so far every single player on MPB has more points than every other player on Galaxy, which is an outrageous statement to say. Both sides have had the same shots, might I add. Well, I say that. Alanis puts an extra shot on. But now they're 5-0 up. That is never what you want to see for a team.
Sadly so, yeah. Now it's 5 goals here. All the control in the world here coming from the side of MPB in this game number 1, as they will take the lead in the series so far. SCR with a bit of work to do, as Verify is going to be able to take that to the sidewall off to the corner, but Alan is going to take off to the backboard. In time will slowly fall down. It's going to be game number 1 to MPB. Can SCR get a goal? Try and get some momentum. I don't think they're able to, as Jark is going to clear it off, but it's going to go back into the midfield. Shadow's going to have the shot, but he's missed, and the follow-up's there for Marky to start the scoring for SCR, but it's a bit too little too late.
Yeah, and hey, you never know, maybe it brings the momentum on to the next game. That's what they would have wanted to see, especially because of how much that one would have been hurting them. But 5-1 now the scoreline. The ball just needing to drop as Precons trying to find another one. Finds Marky on the other side, but it will drop. MPB Bean take game 1, and SCR Shadow need to figure something out quickly.
Sadly so here. As they start off in trouble here, we see the stats. Verify with a huge display there with 4 goals and 4 shots, 100% conversion rate. And MPB with so much control in this game number 1 as they take the lead in the series.
Yeah, and a well-deserved lead as well. They looked just incredible in comparison. They need to keep that type of momentum going if they want to figure something out. And just waiting for all the players to kind of realize what kind of situation they're in, especially for SCR Galaxy. They need to just understand what they're getting at and figure out their ways in.
Yep, certainly so here. Now game 2 calls us. And now, it's SCR with a lot of work to do here as they're down 1-0 in the series. And there's problems there on the back lines. Just to make sure everyone's too shape here, everyone's too prepared. And we can start off game number 2.
Yeah, and hopefully they can find themselves back. Oh, we'll have to do the server restart. Our producer kind of forgot to change maps, but hey, it's fine. We can very quickly get this back up and running. And we'll have to see whether or not this will actually kind of help SCR Galaxy. It'll give them a second to kind of realize the issues that they needed. Granted, it's less than a minute of a timeout, but it gives them some sort of realization to be like, okay, hold on, what exactly is going wrong, and how can we fix it?
So as now, both teams get ready for game number 2, and all strategies need to be applied to be able to take control of this series now. MPB with a chance to double up their series lead. SCR needs to try claw back for game number 2 as they're going to get all the players ready to join up, and they're getting in now. And we're ready for game number 2.
Yes, we are. Everyone in their positions, getting ready for this first kickoff. And it's definitely something SCR need to figure out. Galaxy needing to look a lot better this game, and Bean just needing to do more of the same, pretty much, as that one fires down to Shadow, takes it up high, will find the pinch, but Alanis is there already waiting. Finds a 50, Marky trying to push that into the midfield. Precons misreading the speed on that as Verify able to push forward, tries to find Alanis, not able to do too much this time as Jarku not able to find a touch on Precons. Verify's just going to take it all the way to the back wall, try to bring it all the way to the other side. Alanis gets demoed on the back line. That's a good demo for them, ruins the rotations for MPB Bean, but Jarku gets away. It's a great touch, then the pass off the post, and Jarku able to clean it up, and that's a very quick lead for MPB Bean.
A wonderful play coming in from MPBB in there, as Jarku's going to be able to get the credit for it, but Verify with a beautiful pop over to the post, and Jarku just has a wide open after that. And it's more of the same here for MPB as they take the lead in the game here, but that's a catastrophic mistake there, but Jarku's going to be there in time. And now Precon's going to try to take some control of this, and now the shot's coming in from Shadow, and SCR tied the game quickly. You can't hit to Zeke once again. And now, it's going to be Marky here, trying to take over to the corner here. It's going to go up. Weak bounce there. Now, Shadow's going to be able to go for the shot here. Marky's trying to pop something here, but Jarku's going to be solid once again. Now, Jarku going low here, looking for that 50 with Precons. But Marky's missed there. Now, Verify has a good shot off, but it's too wide. He's trying to get it to the far post, but that's too far. Now Marky, air trouble here. Gets the reset. He's going to get it straight to the backboard. But it's only going to go to as far as Jarku here. Now Verify with the full control. He has minimal boost now. Gets the reset. And Shadow's able to get the save in time. And glares over to the side there. Wonderful play there, but it's going to be saved off. Now Precons with control. And it goes to Marky here. It's off to the backboard now. And Alliance will get a clear now. He's been pretty solid here. Now he's going to try to take it up to the ceiling. And Marky's going to be able to boom it off to the backboard. It's an attempt here because Jarku's going to be able to get that next touch. Going to go up straight up to the ceiling after a 50. And the dunk coming in from SCR. And Precons will take it 2-1.
Very well played from SCR. A good dunk from Precons, just drops it down into the net, and they find themselves with a lead for the first time this series. And it's looking a lot better compared to that game 1. The kickoff, though, going over to Marky. Can't continue the touch. It leaves it for Verify, but that shot is just too far wide. He can't get that on target. Shadow's there, and that's another goal for them, doubling the lead. SCR Galaxy looking a lot better in this game.
Certainly so wonderful coming in from SCR there. This is a quick blitz counter attack. Marky to Shadow in the infield. And now it's 3-1 to SCR. They're clawing themselves back in this series after a catastrophic defeat. And now it's MPB's turn to see what they can do on the comeback here. As now this one goes infield. And Linus is not going to be able to get there because Shadow's going to beat him to that ball. Tries getting the flick over Verify, but Verify does get a touch to get the 50 straight up to the ceiling. And now this one goes into the middle. But MPB players are swarming that ball now. Alana's looking for the flip. Shadow's going to be able to go for it. And now Marky looking for the air dribble there. He gets a reset, but Jock's going to clear him off the ball. And now Precon's looking for something. Gets it into the middle. Verify's going to be able to clear it in time. Alanis has messed up his set off. And he can't go for this ball here. Now Shadow looking for the shot. Verify's going to be able to clear over to the backboard. And it's still 3-1 to SCR with MPB with too much work to do. Tazik's all missing again, guys.
Oh, what's going on? Okay, we're good. I'm not sure what's happening here. It should be fine now, though, hopefully. As Jarku playing that one off the back wall, finds a second touch. Lannis already there. Marky in a great safety. Shadow's going to push forward, trying to start some sort of counter attack. MPB looking on the back foot right now as Verify gets that one down. Marky has to chase back. Lannis is trying to be a tiger. Let's find some sort of touch out. And that's the middle. From Jarku, Precons faking the touch, but no follow-up. Means that chance goes begging for Galaxy. So now Verify can get an attack for MPB going as Precon's trying to get that one away. Jarku meets it at the midfield line. Marky able to push it further down though. Verify, that's a bit of a risky touch. Decides to go for the reset on the first. Lannis, not a great 50 with Marky this time as he has no boost, just trying to push forward himself. Precon's able to fake out one as that one gets up to the ceiling. It's a bit awkward for Alanis, who can only find one. Does find a great bump though, and will play the 50 here as SCR still looking like the better team in this game too.
Totally so. Goes into the back before Anubis here, and now Precon's going to look for something. Now this one gets past in. It's going to go straight to the infield off the corner. And Verify gets one back there for MPB. The possibilities for comeback is very much increasing.
Yeah, and that is what they needed. 40 seconds. They're looking a lot better. And it's exactly what MPB would have needed. It's a great start for the comeback. 40 seconds left on the clock. Marky, last man back. Alanis finds a demo, and that double demo from MPB will give Verify a free open net, and we find ourselves tied with just over 30 seconds left.
Yeah, wonderful here coming in from MPB there, and now it's a tie game. It's 3-3 here. They've had so much pressure, but now it's effective. And now SCR, they have so much work to do here, as they feel like they should have won this game ages ago. And now Shadow has a counter-attack and takes the lead now when it's 4-3 to SCR. Now have the lead again.
Oh my word, we're having goal after goal after goal on kickoffs right now. Both sides, it seems like defense is out the window this last minute as we get it restarted once again. Marky having to turn back is a little bit awkward, but will take it up high. Able to get the reset, finds it over Verify, and with just about 10 seconds ticking down, SCR Galaxy just need to hold on. The shot's on. That's a great save from Verify into the corner, but they need to find some sort of attack quickly. But with a touch like that, it's not gonna happen. And Precon's able to make sure they take this game too.
Yeah, Precon seeing off this game here. Now it's a 2-goal cushion with 1 singular second left. This one's over here. SCR will take this game. But MPB were very close there, and now it's a tied up series.
Yeah, and it was exactly what SCR Galaxy needed. They found themselves back. Shadow having more shots than the entire MPV side. 7-6 And an extra 4 from Precons just goes to show Galaxy were a completely different side this time. They kept that pressure on instead, and they made MPV crack under the pressure.
Yeah, sadly so here. As now we go into game number 3 here. We've got the DFH. With everyone getting ready now to go and take into battle once again. 2 teams here who have fought their way up to this upper bracket, and they're proving why so. We shall be going into game number 3 just in a few moments here. And both teams really fighting for this upper bracket spot here, because the winner will go against the 1 seed in that playoff Sunday.
Yeah, and we all know how much this matters to stay in the upper bracket. Gives them a second life and a chance at redemption if they do go down. And we see Verify gets the better on that kickoff, finds that corner boost as well, but Marky gets it over to Shadow. It's a great 50 from Jarku, so Marky with no boost having to turn on that. Shadow's already there to meet him with it, but Verify able to get it away. Finds one touch, but Precon's keeping in this MPV half. It looks like Galaxy are hoping to keep the pressure on again, but Verify, that's not going to be a touch you're going to want, but is able to make up for it in time. Precon's keeping with it. Low boost, tries to find some sort of bump, but nothing comes of it just yet. Shadow, great pinch down. Precon's not able to turn it home, so Alanis will get beat out by Marky that time. Jarku hits it to the sidewall, gets cleared away, and SCR currently now on the back foot.
Yeah, SCR most definitely with a bit of what SCR's on the back foot here, but that's a good shot from Marky, saved off by Jarku. Goes into the middle now, but it's too far for Alanis to go for it. Marky now looking for something, but it's waterfall down. He can't read it. And now, I'm not trying to get into the middle, but Marky's going to save it off and boom it clear. Counter attack for SCR here, and it's going to be unsuccessful. And Precon's looking for a shot off the wall. Verify's going to be able to get a save there, and it's a booming clear once again. And now it's a counter attack for the side of MPB. But Shadow's going to be able to get a touch now. Both teams looking for some pressure in. It's a very end-to-end game here in number 3.
Yeah, the shot though, it's a great save from Shadow. Marky chasing it down, finds it over Jarku, gets a great 50 over Verify as well, but Alanis will be the last one back and can take this one away. Precon's faking the challenge, Marky's able to follow it up. Will have no boost, but can get past one, finds a good 50 off Verify. Alanis again able to bail out his team, as he will try once more, gets it away from Precon's, can't try beat out Marky this time. Jarku off the back wall. Precon's already up. Finds one touch. Verify having to turn away for a second to pick up that mid boost. Gets around one. Finds the dunk over another. Shadow gets it cleared away. Marky already onto it. Finds one touch, but it's not a good enough touch to keep control. So Shadow having to be last man back. Plays it to the side. Verify launches it forward. Marky no read, but Shadow able to bail him out in the back wall. Jarku's there with a great 50. It's up to Alanis. That's a great save from Precons. And Verify not able to turn it away this time. MPB knocking at the door.
Yeah, PB sure as hell looking on the door here. And they're looking to open it. Verify with another shot there, but SCR able to keep the line strong. And now it's back to square one here as Precons gets the dunk. It goes into the middle, but no one's willing to go for it. Jarku now with the shot! And opens up the scoring for MPB.
They finally break that door down, and it's with an insane redirect from Jarku, able to play that one all the way to the left side of the goal. And it's a great way to take that lead after losing that last round game as well. But for now, they need to hold on. They can't let that concentration slip. Precon's able to get away from Verify, but Jarku will beat out Marky this time. The touchback isn't great for Alanis. That's a big whiff coming through, but Precon's not able to get away from Verify. Jarku, a great 50. Precon's having a race back. Will take this one from the back wall. It pops over ceiling, over Verify, but Alanis able to stay with it. Jarku there touches it to the corner where Alanis was already waiting. A bit of miscommunication as Jarku dived for it as well. But Shadow gets it cleared away. Verify one touch. Marky already there. And Alanis will just bang it forward for now.
They're just trying to look for a counter attack here, but Shadow's going to be able to get the save. Marky now, air dribble here. It's trying to get past the last man here. Demo's verified here, but it's not going to be able to get the shot on target. And now it's MPB with a lot of defensive duties to do. Is now SCR banging on the door once again. Precons booming clear now from the side of verified. Joko was looking for that redirect again. We're going to get the touch. And Alanis now looking for that shot, but it's a bit too wide. And it, once again, it's now MPB with all the pressure. But it's not going to be successful yet. And now SCR with a bit of work to do. It's only a 1-goal game, so it's very doable.
Yeah, and they will need to kind of bring out their shooting a bit quicker than what they are. 30 seconds remaining on the clock. The time is ticking. And you need to do something about it. Otherwise, MPB will have a free game on you. Verify and Jarku double committing through, but Alanis will make things awkward for Galaxy, just about able to bail his team from jail. Shadow puts the shot on, no touch there from Precons means it does just go begging as Verify bangs that one long. Marky needing to race it and will take control from his back line. Tries to find one of the other players for Galaxy, but it just drops instead, and MPB Bean do take game 3.
Yeah, wonderful there from MPB, and it's a great recovery from that previous game. 5 extra shots here for MPB, and they're able to take the 1-goal lead with a bunch of pressure coming in for that side, and Galaxy forced to 8 saves compared to MPB's 5. And it's a great game coming in from that side, and they take the lead once again in the series.
Yeah, and it's exactly what MPB needed. And Galaxy, granted it was only a 1-goal game, so both sides it was quite close, but they need to try and figure things out quickly. Otherwise, there could be a lot of issues. But either way, we're gonna have to have another reset because, again, production. Hey, Masters, you okay there? But we'll move on very, very soon. Get that server back up again. Hopefully we get on the actual map this time. Utopia Coliseum rather than, I believe that was Salty Shores. But yeah, SCR needing to find themselves back into this. They're down a game once more.
We are once again in Salty Shores.
Hold on. Everyone needs to leave. Everyone needs to leave that. I don't think everybody left that. Hopefully they are this time. Hey, there we go. We're finally back into Utopia Coliseum. And, yeah. What do you think SCR kind of need?
They need to get out from all the pressure that they're receiving there, because 11 shots conceding in this tier. There is a lot of chances that the goals will happen here. And now MPB, with so much work to do to try and finish off this series. SCR have a ton of work to do to try and get back in this series. But this is a really back and forth series here. I wouldn't be surprised if SCR are able to recoup from their mistakes and take this lead once again.
Yeah. And MPB being just looking like the better side so far. And it's just unfortunate for Galaxy that they've had to face such a good side right now. But don't get me wrong, they are also looking fairly good, but they need to figure these things out a lot quicker than they are, because MPB Bean have just had their number currently.
Yep, we begin here once again in Game 4. MPB can go to match point here. SCR looking to start the series once again. And we begin now back into the center circle. Where's Jarku and Shadow fighting for this ball? Goes into the corner. It's going to go to Marky, who's not going to be able to get enough control here. As Alanis now with a bit of work to do with the 50. Goes straight up here. Jarku's going to get the reset. Going to look for some control. But it's going to go straight off to the corner now. As Verify is going to try to get a touch. Has to pass it back though. He's not going to get the best of touches now. Booming clear from the side of SCI here. And it was Precons who were looking for something there, but he wasn't successful. And now this ball is just stuck in the midfield here with all to play for.
Yeah, SCR looking a bit better in terms of defense. They're not letting any easy chances slip currently, but you never know when that could change. Precons having to play that touch instead. Verify able to play that one on target, but Marky gets it downfield very well. Jarku plays one into the corner. Shadow able to take the 50 as Alanis pushing forward. Fakes one. Tries to flick it over Precons, but not able to this time. Verify. That's not the touch you would have wanted. Precons trying to dunk out Jarku. Not able to. As Marky finds one. Makes things a bit awkward for MPB. Verify trying to stay on it. Finds the pass midfield. Alanis. That shot's not on target. And that is going to be a lifeline for SCR. They're able to stay alive for now. The double commit, though, going to make things a bit difficult for Shadow. Does well. Gets past two. Precons already up. Verify able to meet him with it. As Marky not able to get around Alanis this time. Verify is on that touch from Precons. Shadow does extremely well. And Jarku will keep the pressure mounting. Verify, it's just too far high. Alanis, a great 50, but Marky's trying to chase it down. Jarku is there waiting. There's barely anybody home. The shot's onto the bar, and Marky gets it away. SCR Galaxy away with a lifeline.
I think Verify bumped Jarku there as he was looking for that classy flick here. And now Shadow's going to get one soft touch here. He's going to go straight to Jarku, but he doesn't have boost. Alanis now looks to try to clear this out here. But Jarku once again, the two solid here on the back line. He's going to try and build up a counter attack. Gets control. Tries to get in the flick. It's going to go over to Alanis. It's going to go straight to Verify. He's looking for that shot on the top corner. Not successful. Jarku's bumped Verify there, but he gets the shot off. But Shadow's going to be able to save it there. And now it goes back into the middle. Verify is going to beat all three. And it's 1-0 MPB.
Yeah, and very well done, Alanis. Able to find the midfield. Verify immediately up. Slots that one into the upper 90. And that is exactly what MPB wanted. Able to try and find, some sort of cushion in terms of games won. Marky not able to dive just yet, as that demo on the backline is going to make things a lot easier for MPB. The flick by it hits off the bar. It's a great save. And Alanis will take the 50 rather than try and dive. Can't find the pass midfield. So Jarku just going to hit it off top of the ceiling. Shadow is there waiting. Finds one touch. It drops down. The shot's on. That's a great save coming through from Alanis. Jarku not able to escape Shadow just yet. And Precons getting that demo on Alanis is going to give him a lot more space, but Jarku not letting him keep it for long. Shadow's onto it. Finds one touch. Can't get around Alanis. They're doing so well so far. Keeping their composure as Verify trying to push away. Get this ball out of the MPB half and make sure SCR realize they are the ones that are under pressure.
Yeah, so here. As SCR are the ones who are in trouble. Is now Shadow's trying to get for a booming clear. Precon's going to get a reset. Trying to control this off, but Verify's going to be able to pinch this one. It goes over to the side. Shadow now. Try taking control of the wall here. It's going to go up to the ceiling. And now Precon's now is going to try to take some control. Try fight for this ball. And Marky now with a full edge gets the reset. Goes to the midfield. But Verify's going to be the only one that's there. Can he follow this touchdown? No, he can't. Can Alanis go for a shot? He can't. But Verify's going to slam over to Marky, who's going to own goal here. And there's a doubled-up lead for MPB.
And SCR are looking so unfortunate, on the verge of a series point. And it's never what you want if you are fighting to keep your upper bracket place. As that one drops down low, Marky finds one to touch it to Precons, but Jarku able to make a great save, gets that away. It's a great 50 from Verify, trying to find the read. No touch comes through this time. So Shadow chasing it down, trying to find some sort of attacking presence for SCR, but Alanis is a great save coming through. Marky just making things awkward. Precons is there waiting. Verify finds one off the back wall. That's not the touch he would have wanted. That messes up his teammate as well. Precons not able to get around two. So Marky has to take this one low. The team pinch comes through. Precon's a shot. It's too far wide. And Marky just going to try and make that pressure last. Finds the touch to Precons, but Verify comes out of nowhere with 10 seconds counting down. MPV look like they will be on series point.
Oh, but this game's over. MPV's will be 3 games up to 1. And now Galaxy call a timeout here for 2 minutes of additional talk.
And they needed to use that. Otherwise, there could have been a lot of things going wrong for them. More so than it already has been. And they need to figure stuff out very, very quickly. Otherwise, SCR, your time in the upper bracket is gone. Tino, you look very relaxed there.
Yeah, I am really. It's been a very interesting series here. Just really good to sit back, relax, and enjoy. And being able to just experience really this top tier of Rocket League. As we see both teams really fighting for the upper bracket lives here. They do have that second life, but you really don't want to have to be in that lower bracket when it comes to that playoff Sunday.
Yeah, no, you really, really don't. Playoff Sunday is where you need the second live, especially whenever it is this high of a tier. We all know just how good master tiers can get, and we need to see anyway how it will go, because whenever a master side peaks as much as they can, the type of shots that come out of them is insane, and sometimes that is exactly what we will probably need from SCR right now.
Yeah, certainly so. It is now SCR on the brink of getting chopped down to this lower bracket, as they cannot afford to drop another game here. So we go into game number 5. I do have this prediction, the series predicted as a 4-1 to MPV Bean. So my prediction's looking good so far. As long as Bean can get this final see off the series quickly. But that timeout buff is something that is very prominent throughout this RSC. We'll see if this once again in this series.
Yeah, a minute left. Well, just over a minute of this timeout remaining. What do you think SCR are trying to talk themselves into realizing and talk themselves into doing?
Well, I think it's something to do about. It's really something to do about the pressure that they're receiving. It's too much, in my opinion, and they're always having to hold on to pressure here. As we do have some technical difficulties coming in from one of the SCR players, so you might have to change it to a technical timeout rather than tactical. But we'll see what happens here.
We will indeed. I'm not sure what will happen. Yeah, so it will be changed to it is a technical timeout instead. And actually, if it's the player I'm thinking of, I'm pretty sure they've been lagging this entire series, by the way. So it's been a bit unfortunate for SCR. But hey, they tried to play on. It didn't work out too well for them. They're gonna try fix the issue now instead, and hopefully that gives them a bit more of a fighting chance than it did before.
Yeah, certainly so. Yeah, we'll see what happens as this tactical timeout really does pass on here. But there's a series here that's ready to be played. And both teams here, they really deserve to be in this upper bracket. We've always had a good series so far. But Bean look like the team that really do want to fight for their tournament lives here, and they really do want to fight to win the tier.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. MPB been looking a lot better so far, but hey, it doesn't mean we need to count out SCR Galaxy just yet. They can very easily come back from this. It is extremely possible. It's a lot better than a reverse sweep anyway. They got that game 1 win in, not game 1, sorry. They got their first win in game 2. And were able to kind of stop themselves from having to deal with a reverse sweep. So it makes things a bit easier for them. That pressure isn't on them and won't hurt them too much. But nevertheless, they do need to make this tech timeout anyway count to try and realize what's going on. And try to figure out a way to counterattack them. I'm thinking they need to bring out bumps or demos or something a little bit more, because whenever they actually get used effectively, it destroys teams' rotations, and it makes them just so much harder to play against whenever a team is able to use them effectively.
Yeah, most definitely is. Now 1 minute left of this technical timeout here. If this technical timeout does not be successful here, and then we have to start a 5-minute forfeit timer here. And if that is gonna happen, then this series is over. And no one wants to see that possibility of that happening. We want to see everyone get back onto the field and see some good Rocket League. But that is one of the unfortunate scenarios that could definitely happen, especially when it comes to technical difficulties.
Yeah, and 30 seconds remain on the tech timeout, and we'll have to see. I believe it will be at 11:33. There will be a forfeit put on for the game. So that would just mean that MPB Bean are able to get a freebie then and find themselves back into it. And yeah, we'll have to see anyway whether or not they can figure it out. Yeah, and as we're waiting though,
He's back.
Recons is found a way back, and looks like we will actually get our game 5 after all. They're able to move forward, and yeah, thankfully SCR don't have to forfeit.
Yeah, the dying embers of this tactical timeout here. Precons has returned. And now we begin once again here. Game number 5. SCL's Tournament Live is on the line here in this upper bracket. But MPB here on such good form here, looking to see off this series. 5 minutes of Rocket League again. Let's begin game number 5.
Yeah, finally we get underway. Marky having to play that 50 Jarku. That's a big whiff coming through, but is able to make up for it as Verified takes it from the sidewall. Doesn't find that reset, so Precon's able to get that away. Shadow coming from that back line, trying to make things a bit awkward, but not too much of a nuisance this time. So Marky able to stop any sort of counter-attack pressure. Precons finds one touch, plays it to the sidewall, can't play the 50 too well. So Marky has to get involved. Jarku finds one touch a bit heavier than he would have wanted, but that's a great fake. Fakes it!
Oh
my word, Jarku, that is insane!
Oh my word, he's just completely dusted 1 and 2 with a double fake. And he has the easiest flick in the world here. And talk about having cooled nerves there. A double fake to see off this 0-0 scoring. And starts off the score for MPB once again. But there's a good shot. Verified there with a save. And Jarku needs to be able to get that clear. But he only passes it into the middle. Precons is missing the shot. No one's getting the ball here. And now Jarku with the 50-50 to try and get this clear.
Yeah, and with a shot, with Jarku just being able to fake out both defenders, that's never what SCR want to see, especially after them having to figure out that tech issue, as that's off the bar. Precon's just about able to get that away. And now Alanis trying to follow it up. Shadow can take it to the sidewall, will continue with it, finds one touch, not able to beat out Jarku this time. So Marky finds a great second. No one there to follow it up, however. And MPB being able to start that counter attack again, Jarku not able to find a touch. Precon's trying to race it down, chase it like a dog. Marky, no touch. Shadow, the follow-up. The shot not able to come through. And SCR not able to figure a way back in this game just yet. That one cleared down long. That's a double for Verify, and they doubled their lead very quickly.
Yeah, no, not looking good here for the side of SCR. As this timeout's not really done them favors here. MPB have doubled up their lead. And now 3 minutes, 10 seconds here. They're looking to see off the series and go up to the upper bracket.
Yeah, MPB looking like the better side. The tech timeout not throwing them off at all, and Verify able to make sure that we all know it hasn't. That follow-up is incredible. Alanis realizing he's there just leaves it, and Verify shoots that one down. Able to put this to 3-0, and MPB looking like the better.
Yeah, MPB there with all the control in the world now in this game, number 5. And that's a full-field pinch there. Is it going in? No. Precon's going to be able to get the touch in time. And now Jarku off the ceiling gets the drop down pass. Oh, Verify there was almost able to tap that one in from the ceiling. And now Shadow was trying to look for something, but he gets demoed up the play by Alanis. And MPB just have all the control in the world here in this game and in this series here, because once again they're at match point. But it seems like they're fighting for their tournament lives here. They've really had the pressure, but Precon's there is going to get an answer back as he gets a beautiful edgeable to the top corner.
Yeah, and SCR may be able to find some sort of way back. It's a great shot from Precons. But there is still a big mountain to climb for Galaxy. Marky trying to counter it and try to cut that down a size. Is just over 2 minutes remaining. Alanis tries to put a pop shot on Precons, finds one touch, the bump on the back line, but the shot is off target. And now Verify slotting that one home. They find their 3-goal advantage once again. Precons, I think, may have actually DC'd there.
Angle coming in from Verify though. It's beautiful there for that shot. It's just something that works out perfectly, but I think Precons has disconnected, so we might need a pause in this game here as we see the technical difficulties once again. But no, he's back. And can he play once again? I think he can. But we'll just have to hope that he's able to be match ready here. There's no, I don't think he is here. He's driving very slow there. He's not feeling the best. See his internet here. It looks pretty fine, but I'm not sure what's going on over there. But we can just hope that he's able to play it. Now I think he's playing now, but now he's back. Now we can get this game going once again here. Jarku now with the 50 there, goes up to the ceiling. Marky now trying to drop this down. Goes straight to Precon's going to take over to the side. Shadow's going to get an extra touch. Precon's looking for the shot, but it's not going to be on target. Shadow now with the shot possibilities. Gets it through. Is able to cut this down to a 2-goal lead once again.
Wow, and we'll have to see. It's bringing the lead down to 2, 1:20 remaining. And SCR hoping to find some sort of comeback, some sort of miracle. Their hope has come back. The kickoff nearly finding a way itself. Alanis able to get there in time though. Jarku beats out Precons this time. Marky the first to it. Can't get the redirect. Verifies on it. Will try find the skim. Does very well. Pops it up high for Jarku. Leaves it for Alanis. The double is on, but Shadow not able to let that clip come to fruition. Verify taking control now. Will leave this one for Jarku. The double possibilities are still on. Alanis faked out. The shot is there, and that is 5-2 for MPBB. You'd have to think it is over now.
Yeah, MPB with all the control now. And they have a 3-goal cushion once again in this game, this series deciding game for them. And it just looks like SCR have been deflated here, and they look like they're just going to go straight down into that slog that is known as the lower brackets. That goes up to the backboard. Jarku now looking for a double tap. That's not going to go through, but yeah, wonderful series coming in from MVP, and this one looks over. But not if you're going to do mistakes like that, but Marky is going to cut the lead down to 2 once again for SCR.
this lead has been cut and increased 3 times over, and SCR need to find some sort of way to keep it cut rather than MPB finding a way back up, as Marky taking control from the sidewall tries to find the reset, but it doesn't come through. Able to fake out both players, and suddenly it's a 1-goal difference.
Yeah, Marky there doesn't actually get the reset, but I think that's worked beneficially for him because they all believed he did. And it's 5-4 now to MPB. SCR very possible there to get a comeback, and now it goes back into the center circle. Marky there with an aggressive cheer, and now Alanis open on the backboard and can double up the lead for MPB again. A wonderful double tap.
Yeah, and MPB needed that one to try and diminish Galaxy's hopes. And suddenly it seems as though the upper bracket is too far away in the stars for SCR. And Jarku gonna try put the nail in the coffin. Precon's able to cut it out this time. Somehow no demo coming through. Precon's able to stay with it. It finds its way into the midfield. It's off the post. The seconds counting down. And SCR, your time in the upper brackets is over. MPB Bean find themselves ahead and book their ticket to play against that first seed.
Yeah, wonderful series there from MPB. They take the series 4 games to 1. Verified with the MPB of 4 MPB in this game here. 3 goals on 5 shots, 60% goal conversions. And we see the end to game stats here for these two teams here. 5 against 1. You see the domination in stats for offensive and defensively coming in from MPB. They have all the controllers. We can go see our series MVP, who is going to be verified there. 7 goals, 3 assists, 10 goal contributions on 2,100 points with 17 shots and 7 saves. Wonderful stats coming in for our MVP. And that is going to be a wonderful day in playoff action here. But we are very late on schedule here, so we are going to call it a day here. It's been wonderful action here coming in from this RSC. We've seen MPB now qualify themselves to the upper bracket. We've seen Dexterity qualify themselves to the lower bracket, and they will play against SCR. However, this will be it for the stream here. Thank you guys so much for watching the RSC stream here. And thank you very much to Badass here, SpartanWare and trophi.ai of sponsoring these. And if you want to, you can use the rsc-eu creator code in the item shop here for Epic Games here to help us out. And thank you guys so much for watching here. I've been Tino, joining me is Tazik, and we will see you guys tomorrow for more Master Play in action.
Have a good night.